NCAA tournament with a thriller last night or yesterday afternoon or evening or whichever time zone you want to prefer to watch it in. 1-1 will be the final result. It'll officially be a draw, but one team's got to advance when you get to the NCAA tournament. One team advances and one team doesn't, and 4-2 in PKs. UNM advances. What's up, y'all? Merry Wednesday to you. Opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. Were you glued to your device last night watching Lobo women's soccer?
You know it. It was absolutely fantastic. The game was... I don't know what gave me more anxiety, the game or the announcers, with what was going on yesterday. And this team just has tremendous heart. The first half was probably one of the worst halves of soccer that they've played all season long. You get midway through the second half, Alicia Garcia has a penalty saved. And at that point in time, you're just thinking, is this Navy's day? Like, is it just everything going to bounce their way? Because Navy had their moments where they played solid soccer. And to step up and have that big PK save, you're looking at the Lobos that struggled to create chances. And then Alicia Garcia answers, collects the ball in the box, fires a nice left-footed shot past the keeper, goes to OT, deadlocks in the PKs. And Navy hits first one. Lobos miss their first one. And somehow, someway, they come out of it. Next four for New Mexico connect on their PKs. Emily Johnson steps up, a couple big saves, and they're on the TCU.
What is it about the announcers that had you so on edge?
It was two guys that have never called a soccer game before. And
Ever?
It didn't sound like it. And it was just really frustrating watching an NCAA tournament game of that magnitude. And that's the broadcast that they put out there. The guy kept saying... They're in the scoring zone, and he would call the free kicks penalty kicks. And when Navy, on the second penalty kick attempt, when Navy scored after Lobos missed their first one, that was my reference to an early proclamation. The announcer goes, "And Navy wins 2-1."
Wait,
in
when?
NCAA tournament.
When did he say that?
After Navy connected on their first penalty.
Oh, because he thought it was like suddenly he didn't realize it goes 5 times.
He did not.
Oh wow. Well, maybe he was just trying to Americanize it and put it into scoring zone was his way of everybody's got their own little terms and he called it the scoring zone. No.
It's possible, but it was one thing. That was a side note. A lot of fans kind of frustrated with that's the broadcast you get at the NCAA tournament. The game, however, it's the heart that the Lobos showed because again, adversity. They gave up a goal 29 seconds into the game. Most people hadn't even gotten the stream started yet, and they tune in, and the Lobos are down. But they find a way to get by, to grind it out, score with their backs against the wall, and then it's the ultimate coin flip, PKs, and they come out with the victory.
Heather Dyke is their head coach. They advance to Friday to play TCU. Heather's going to be with us to talk about it 8 o'clock this morning here on the opening drive on a big day for the University of New Mexico soccer program in North Carolina. 9 o'clock this morning, Sebastian Noel's going to be with us from ProView Network. That's his segment. We're going to talk high school sports as we wind through the final week of the regular season in high school basketball in this odd, abbreviated, postponed, different high school sports season. So 9 o'clock, we're going to talk to Sebastian Noel. 9:30, former Lobo great, former NBAer Kenny Thomas is going to be with us. Kenny's got some really cool things going on in New Mexico camps. He's starting his AAU program. He's been part of the ALS golf tournament, which is coming up in May. It's almost this month. So we're going to catch up with Kenny and, of course, talk some hoops coming up with KT. That'll be at 9:30 this morning. So packed show for you. If you want to get in, the suggestion would be early. The phone number to do that is 505-246-0610. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter, you can follow JJ, and I strongly suggest you do. It's a great follow. It's _ JJ Bucket on the Facebook, the OD in the AM. All right, so star this one, Emily Johnson, Alicia Garcia. Who, when you, if you're going to, like in hockey, they give the 3 stars. I know they don't do it in soccer. I'm not trying to be your guys. I'm not trying to force my Americanization on this thing.
That's a good question. That's one that works for this type of situation. Wow. Because you're a smart guy, Jeff, and you would have done great in that position. This is Emily Johnson. The way she stepped up, bounced back, saved a couple of those in penalties. I will go Emily Johnson first star, second star Garcia for stepping up time in the game, and then Gilchrist Davey, credit for getting on the board early and putting a tremendous amount of pressure on the Lobos for like 72 minutes in that contest, having the Lobos feeling like this just might not be their day and it would be the worst moment to play one of your worst games. Because where I give Navy a ton of credit is they crossed the T's and dotted the I's. After they scored early, they played their game. They defended. They didn't make anything easy. Their goalkeeper stepped up and had a huge save on a penalty kick in regulation. But it was somehow, some way, this team finds a way.
I kind of felt going in. I'm not telling you I felt this from the team because I didn't really talk to enough people on the team. But I felt Lobo fan was feeling like, all right, here we go. We've got this Navy team. We're better than them. They're 4-4-1 in the Patriot League. They squeaked through their conference tournament. They won in penalty kick. Like okay, get us to TCU and let's figure this thing out. That's kind of the way I was getting a feeling from Lobo fan talking, not necessarily from Heather, not necessarily from the Lobo players themselves, but just people who followed this team was, all right, cute little Navy team. We got a nice draw in the first round to get one under our belt, and 28 seconds in will wake you up pretty quick.
Yes, and that is absolutely the way it felt. Like the confidence from Lobo fans looking at this saying, all right, the Lobos, if there are odds on it, I think they would have been favored. They were the favorites coming in, and Navy was like, not so fast, my friend. Here's a game that you're going to have to earn it. And this is also a Navy team that you go back to 2019, they were I think it was a 16-win team that went to the NCAA tournament, and they had some players still on that squad. So they have experience in that situation. And they played North Carolina State in that NCAA tournament appearance. By the way, weird random fact, Anna Tui scored for North Carolina State against Navy, and she was the one that scored the first goal against the Lobos as she transferred for San Diego State. But, yeah, no doubt Lobo fans really thought this was going to be a much easier game than it turned out to be. Well, can you hear us, Jeff? Because we can't hear at this moment in time.
Yeah, all right. So how about that? All right, so Anna Tui scored yesterday?
No, she was the one
Okay.
that scored the first goal in the Mountain West Conference Final. She's at San Diego State.
Right.
But she scored the game-winning goal against Navy as a member of North Carolina State in the 2019 NCAA tournament.
All right. Wow. All right. That is a good fact. I did not know. All right. Here we got more Lobo news when we come back, or now former Lobo news. We'll talk some basketball. Your NFL draft is tomorrow. Interesting NBA stuff last night. Big news out of the NCAA. Big news out of the NFL this morning in regards to a contract, or a new contract for, I would call him a star receiver still. And it might surprise you, or maybe it won't surprise you as that comes down. You got news out of the golf world that pertains to COVID. I don't know if it's a big fight, but big names in a fight that's been announced. So we got a lot to do. Give Robert Cat a call. He's at 505-246-0610. He's waving at you there on your ProView Network's video stream, which is produced by Aaron Downtown. You can watch the show on the Facebook, the OD and the AM, or go to the YouTube page of ProView Networks, or just go to ProViewNetworks.com. You've got a lot of options. And if you don't remember, every day at 3 o'clock, our show is replayed on Comcast Channel 26. You can watch it. You missed it? You missed something? It's not anymore? Are you shaking your head at me? It's not anymore? That was an Alden thing. I didn't get the memo if it's not. But enjoy the show visually. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Hayes. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Greg Martinez. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Hi, I'm Marilena Fernandez. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
The New Mexico Army National Guard is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school athletics.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Hayes. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
I like Trujillo a lot. I watched him play last year. Murillo puts it on the deck, high window, and scores.
Oh, beautiful feed inside for Palacio.
Was staying. And she's going to anticipate that pass and get a steal. Good job, coach, leaving her in the game. Little Euro step as the defense goes by. Volcano Vista. And there they are, tipping it to themselves. That's a really nice, intuitive basketball play there. That's instinct.
Great pass to Richardson. Layups up and it's good. What a pass by Dominguez. Good job by Asia Amir. Splits two defenders, puts it up, scores, and is fouled. Great shot by Asia Amir.
Dangerous pass. Johnson in transition. Look at him burst through with a hammer jam.
Ahead to Murillo. Murillo will put it down with the authority.
I think we'll see that
Double
on the
pump
highlights.
slam. Wow.
Can I sing him happy birthday?
No, by all means.
But before I do that, I want to make sure that, like, my papa, my dad, Mike Brown, this one's for you. We love you. Everybody out here loves you. I just want to make sure that you know that. You're the best coach, dad, everything in the world. I just want to make sure you know that. So, Zay, this one's for you, man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zay, man. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. I'm here as much as you need me.
Congratulations.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Real kick out of it. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
All right, so Lobo women's soccer advances. Good day on the women's soccer side. Heather Dyke's going to be with us after their victory and penalty kicks over at Navy yesterday, the NCAA tournament. Next up Friday, a date with the JJ fourth seeded, correct?
Four seed.
Is that a 4 seed TCU Horned Frogs? That'll be in North Carolina on Friday. Other UNM news, and it came out yesterday, right on cue. If nothing else, he's certainly prompt to the timing of which he said he would make his decision. Byron Matos announced that he is transferring to South Florida. He's going to Tampa, USF. Certainly much more humid there than it is here, much temperature-wise, much more like the Dominican Republic. But 6'9", freshman last year. He'll have 3 years of eligibility left, right? 3 years, JJ, or does last year, does he get them all?
He has 3 years of eligibility left.
Why? When did he use one? Why does if everybody's granted last year free? When did he use a year of eligibility? Why is it only 3? That's what I keep reading. Yeah, that's what I keep reading, but it didn't make sense to me as I keep reading 3 years. If everybody's granted last year back, and it was his freshman season,
he would have 4 years then.
Unless he doesn't have to sit out a redshirt year to transfer, correct?
That is correct.
It feels to me like he should have 4. I read everywhere 3.
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter because they're not going to be here. Zero surprise that he's not coming back. I think once a young man enters the transfer portal, even though he says, well, I'm open to coming back, I'm not closing the door, but he posts, oh, I got a Washington State offer and a South Florida offer and a Tulsa offer, and he's enjoying, obviously, the recruitment process, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I always thought the chances of him returning were 6% or less, and he's going to Tampa. I put it at 6. That was my scientific algorithm to put it at 6.
And I would have been around there. It just felt like, he was one of those guys when he made that announcement. While he kept the door open, that he was going to be on to new things. And to your point, when you're getting re-recruited, you kind of go through that feeling again. Like, oh, this is neat. Look at these offers coming in. A couple power conference schools that he was posting about. But I was going to hit up South Florida, a little AAC action for Byron Matos, and that leaves 2 scholarships available for the Lobos, depending on Coach Malawatch's decision, which I guess there's still a chance.
So when do we expect that? I mean, at some point, McQuatch kind of, and maybe he already has let Richard Pitino know, and I'm not going to tell you it's late yet in the process. In past years, I would tell you it's late. But it's not late anymore because you see guys signing in July and August now, so it's a totally different world. But at some point, I think don't you think he's probably let Richard Pitino kind of in on the direction in which he's leaning?
I think that the fact that he's still around practicing, using the facility, ups those chances of McQuatch actually returning for this year. And this is one, if you're Richard Pitino, and the way he's talked about it, how the game is changing even more with your recruiting year-round at this point in time. I think unless there's another one of those Mashburn or House type of guys that are ready to come in, you could take this up until they start practicing for next season and wait for his decision.
You need some size, don't you? You need something up front, right?
Yes.
Valdir Manuel's back. You've got Njai who did play last year, and I guess that's up in the air. You just got 2 big recruits, but they're both guards. You've got a lot of guards. Jeremiah Francis is there. You've got a lot of guards. If McQuatch comes back, is he? I mean, I always thought last year he was better at the 4 than he was at the 3. Although I think he's more of a natural 3. But in that situation, I thought he was more of a 3. I don't, you find a place for that guy because A, he was so productive, and B, he's such a good team guy. Like that's a guy you would love to have as far as attitude and everything coming back. So you find a spot for him. I would have put his chances about 41%. I thought I would have leaned no, but wouldn't have shut the door. But I don't know where you would have, maybe 32%. I would have leaned he's not coming back, but not going to be shocked if he does.
Yeah, this is one where initially, I think just coming off the air, how tough it was looking at the 4 years that Malawatch put in, you could see, all right, I could see this guy being ready to take that challenge. Or maybe go try to play professional basketball somewhere ever that opportunity came for him. And then now that he's been there, he's still around, and getting to know Coach Pitino a little bit more. There's maybe he did spark up a decent friendship with some of these guys, so that bond is growing with the players that are still here at the University of New Mexico. So initially, I was there with you. I was like, nah, I just think Malawatch is done. It's going to be, we'll look back, a fantastic career, a fan favorite. Unfortunately, didn't go out the way that he would have liked as a senior, but I think that chance, it's ticking up a little bit the longer we go.
Yeah, I think the fact that he continues to practice with him and with Richard Pitino, I think it's encouraging if you were a Malawatch fan and want him back. That would leave one scholarship. They'd have to lean big, wouldn't they?
Yes, I would think so.
I'm just trying to think back at last year's roster without pulling it up. It's
because you'd be looking at you hit it. You got Valdir Manuel, and then Njai, who did not play due to injuries, and so you're like, are you able to play this season? Where's he at in his process? And then you'd be guys small ball 4. It would be like a Rod Brown that would have to be playing a lot. But I think for him that might be a better role, just focus on boards and being physical inside. And then to your point, it's guard. You're bringing back Singleton and Francis, and then Mashburn in-house.
Johnson.
Javante Johnson.
Yeah, I really like him a lot. All right, so that's where that is. And I think, if you were holding out on Byron Mott, this is one of the guys where this is like he may end up being really good. He might. This is a guy that you might end up saying, wow. Or he might not, because this is the uncertainty of this business. But this is the absolute example of when I tell you, let me get excited when I see a guy. Like this was a really hyped recruit. If you remember, not this past season, but 2 seasons prior, when Carlton Bragg and J.J. Caldwell weren't eligible anymore, especially Carlton Bragg, and then Byron Matos shows up on campus, and in basically before his freshman year, and the call to suit him up and burn his freshman year because Lobo fan thought that he was ready. And look, man, he's all airport now. He looks great. He is he's got an Adonis's body. He looks like he was ready to go dominate before his freshman year. And the call from so many Lobo fans was, let's suit him up. Let's go. We need him. He'll take Bragg's place and get us back on the winning ways and get us to the NCAA tournament. And then you saw him the next year and you realize, wow, I mean, there's some skill there, but there's so much development needed. He was not even close to being ready to go that year prior, let alone you can question. You saw moments in his freshman season, or what would you call, if you call him a super senior, what would you call you? Is it his first freshman season? Whatever we're gonna call it. But right,
yeah,
am I wrong on that? That's why I don't get that excited until I see a guy on the floor.
I'm with you, and you can be excited when you sign something. Fan base loves it, but you got to see it. And for Byron Matos, it was a situation of, this dude looks like he's been in a professional weight program for years when he showed up at the University of New Mexico, but he was raw when it came to the basketball aspect of it, and positioning and footwork in the post, scoring inside. And even with that, I figured he'd still have more of an impact, but he's got a long way to go. He's a player that I think obviously a lot of coaches believe has a high ceiling, but he's got work to do.
Yeah, and they'll do that work in Tampa at the University of South Florida. All right, we got a heavy guest list as we go through the show. If you want to get in, suggestion would be in the next half hour would be a good time at 505-246-0610, 505-246-0610. Your emails, jeff@sportsanimалabq.com, jj@sportsanimалabq.com. 8 o'clock this morning. Heather Dyke's going to be with us from North Carolina. She's the Lobo women's soccer coach. Lobo women beat Navy yesterday in the NCAA tournament, advanced to the round of 32, where they would play TCU on Friday. 9 o'clock, Sebastian Noel's going to be with us. We are going to talk high school sports with him from ProView Networks. And then 9:30, former Lobo great NBA player Kenny Thomas is going to be with us. We'll talk some hoops and catch up with Kenny coming up at 9:30. So come on in, get in now. We got some NFL news for you. It broke this morning. Big name with a big team. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Trying to figure out when and where to work out can get overwhelming. Life's starting to get busy. You're at home. You got work stuff going on. You're getting back to work, the office in some cases. Oh, yeah, the kids in school and practice. And then you get to the end of the day, and you might have forgot about your fitness. So let me tell you about F45 Functional Training, where you can get a high-intensity workout, full-body workout, in just 45 minutes. It's time to take control of your fitness. So check out F45training.com. Download the F45 app. The app has a schedule. You can look at it. Classes available 7 days a week, so you're going to be able to find a class that will work for your schedule. And it's a new challenge every day to keep your mind and body moving forward. Yesterday, I had a chance. My schedule opened up. Some different stuff happened at home. I was able to sneak in a noon workout, get the MCATs in there, a different challenge. It was definitely a strength day, and boy, you're feeling it. But then you're on to the next one, because Monday was cardio. So it's mixing it up. It's keeping you focused, and you're going to feel much better. And you know what? It's going to give you that energy to attack your busy schedule when you improve your fitness. F45 Training has certified trainers at every class to help motivate and modify. The atmosphere has been fantastic so far. The gym is absolutely awesome. Get in there, the equipment, the fellow gym goers. It is for all levels. It's been a lot of fun. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app where you can sign up for your 7-day free trial so you can check it out for yourself. It's 5920 Holly Northeast, so it's a really good location from wherever you're coming from in town. Access right there, Interstate and Paseo del Norte. So it's time. Take control of your fitness and check out F45. If you got a class, if you sign up, hit me up. Let me know. I'll do a class with you as well. We'll try it together. So team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom
Draft is tomorrow. I think everybody, if you like the NFL, you know that, you know when. It's like, okay, about time. Can we do this? And there's some news surrounding the draft, but the news this morning, this came in, what time is it? It's about an hour, a little over an hour ago. Tampa Bay is going to keep Antonio Brown, 1-year deal, guaranteed $3.1 million, could be worth up to $6.25 for Antonio Brown. JJ, to me, that's a potential steal. If he is matured, calmed down, got into the Bucca Patriots way, whatever it is down there. Well, honestly, right? You get around professionalism away, and maybe it's just the Tom Brady thing. I don't know what it is. Guys who are brash, who bend the rules. You get around a winning culture, and you go, "Oh, damn, that's how it's done." All right, I guess I'll check it a little.
He was fine in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, and that was a team that that had championed. Yeah. I think that's a steal. With all due, if he's still Antonio Brown, which for the most part I think he is, right? Yeah, he's getting older, but I don't think I've seen him slow down a whole lot. If he's still Antonio Brown, $3.1 million up to $6.25 for a guy that is really a number one receiver in this league. Here, Tommy, here's another toy.
I don't think he's a number one receiver anymore. I think this is perfect for Antonio Brown. he's still fine. But at 32, I don't look at Antonio Brown saying he's going to be the best player on most of these teams with the way we're seeing receivers blossom at this point in time. But he is a tremendous value in this situation. Yes, when you got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin, and then you got Antonio Brown.
Okay. You got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, who I think he's better than Chris Godwin, and I think he's up there with you. Don't think he's better than Chris Godwin?
He had a better career, but he's not.
How much do you think he's slowed down? I mean, have you seen him? Now, granted, he's not getting as many balls.
Oh, I think he's still a productive player, but 1-to-1, I think Chris Godwin is the better wide receiver right now.
I think Mike
But
Evans
that is just to your point. It's an embarrassment of riches again for Tampa Bay.
I don't know that I think Chris Godwin's better than him right now. I think Mike Evans is probably better than him right now. But it's a guy that you put him on a lot of teams. That's the number one receiver. And to your point also, I think it's a good deal for him. He found a place for another year. He's going to make some money, and he's got a chance to go out and play and win another championship and extend his career and continue to prove himself. I think more so for Antonio Brown, the issue is that he's got to continue to prove himself, and he's in a place right now where it feels like he has done that, right? Feels like he has proven himself.
For him, it's off the field stuff, and that's all.
Yes,
it's the stuff with the security guard. It looks like he's been able to settle some of the other issues that
with the trainer
had.
Yeah,
that situation with the trainer. So for him, it's to your kind of point, staying focused in an environment that Antonio Brown, no surprise, seems to do better when he's on a successful football team, and that's the situation here. I mean, it makes sense because you're right. Antonio Brown still has value across the league, but I also don't see a lot of teams necessarily paying more for him just because I think they still look at him and go, wow, we like him, but. And so it would it's a situation with Tom Brady. I think that's why Russell Wilson was advocating for a player like Antonio Brown to come in. It's a team that's, we don't need him, but he'd be nice if we have him, and that's the perfect situation for Antonio Brown in Tampa.
Well, the only place this was going to happen was there. Tom Brady's advocating for him, and if Tom Brady's going to advocate for you, then it's probably going to work. And you went there and did it, and shut your mouth, and got the job done. Right? I think anyone else is going, guy. To your point, on the back end, is it worth the risk of bringing? Oh, he's really good. Quarterback wants him. Yeah, but does the coach want him? Do I need him? Can I get, in your case, another receiver, a number 2 guy who's better than him or as good as him? I mean, Chris Godwin's pretty good. If I can get a guy like that, so I think this is the only place it worked, and good for him. I'm glad for him it worked. For Tommy, it works. And that embarrassment of riches, your wide receivers are Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin. You got Rob Gronkowski and O.J. Howard. Leonard Fournette just signed another year deal too, right? Like they're bringing the whole band's back together. I go find me. Go find me comparable. Who's comparable in pass catchers to those 5? The Rams aren't. Who's comparable in pass catchers?
Those 5, not
those
many
5.
to 5.
Kansas City is Kansas City. They got Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, and then they've got a bunch of guys that run around. I mean, who's comparable to those 5 pass catchers? Like close. I mean, I'm not. Don't even tell me better because I don't think you can. Who's comparable?
Getting to 5 is hard because you can find cores. Like I think Dallas is really interesting with their 3 wide
they're
receivers.
top 3.
They don't
their top 3 are good. They're not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, I would tell
is
you
better. Yes.
Yeah, the top 3, those 3 receivers to Dallas's 3 wideouts, I'd take Tampa's.
There's a lot of 2 and 3. There's Seahawks, there's Cowboys, but then when you have Tampa and you add in a Gronkowski, Howard, who I think this is a good situation for him that he's coming off the Achilles injury, so they can limit his reps, be that number 2 tight end, and the same thing for Gronk. They can really manage those guys the entire season, and it's not going to hurt the offense.
Just play him in the red zone. Look, Lockett and Metcalf to me are terrific. Like I love that 1-2. But I mean, this guy's 5, and this is a guy, Tommy, who's got his whole career. And what's been the talking point on him? Well, I mean, he's got no one to throw to. He's done it without great receivers. Now he's 43 years old, and
they had a Hall of Famer in Julian Edelman.
He's not a Hall of Famer. What are you talking about? The hell are you saying? But now that he's 43 years old, he's got this just embarrassment of riches. And, watch it. They'll go find probably a running back, a young stud running back. Who didn't they draft somebody last year? I know they
have Ronald Jones.
Yeah, well, they had Ronald Jones, but didn't they draft another young running back last year?
I think they did have Vaughn.
Vaughn.
And then Fournette was like, it felt like it was like a week before the season. And they bring him in.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah. And that's what you do.
Here.
You let someone else figure out that they don't want to pay a running back, and you get a first-round talent that is still good in Leonard Fournette. And you're like, oh, yeah, we'll bring you in. Here's a nice – your deal's fine, Leonard. You're fine. Yeah. And he becomes very productive in the postseason for him.
Well, don't forget Scotty Miller. Where do you throw Scotty Miller into that whole thing? You like Scotty Miller? Oh, you can't. He's
Number
Caucasian.
4.
He's a receiver. He's Caucasian. He can't be good. I got it.
Antonio Brown took his job.
Reports Sports Illustrated. The Patriots are talking with the Panthers about the number 8 pick, assuming Justin Fields slips. If Mac Jones goes 3 to the 49ers, you figure Bengals aren't taking one, Dolphins aren't taking one, Lions aren't taking one, 4, 5, 6. I forgot somebody else in there that's probably not taking Falcons at 4, and then 4, 5, 6, 7 is Dolphins, Lions. Who else ever I told you just now? Bengals. So it comes down to 8 now, and here you are at the Broncos. Are you calling them too? Because if you've got to know that the Patriots are calling it, people are calling it 8, or are you calling it 7? Are you trying to get above them? You're calling both, aren't you? To try to get a deal, because if everybody, you know that the Patriots are calling it 8, and that's your guy, or do you just say, well, one of them will be left, and I'll take either one of them?
Yeah. Is it a Kyle Shanahan situation where, like, you know what, we like 5 quarterbacks, so one of the 5 is going to be our guy, and Trey Lance, Justin Fields, where are they on the board in Denver? To your point, you absolutely are going to be listening, calling people like, hey, do you know who New England likes? What's the deal? Have you peeked into their draft room? Who's going to be their guy?
Do you have an former assistant sitting in there?
It's going to be a battle
knows,
between those two teams if New England is really interested, because it's going to probably force them to give up a little bit more, but then it could even drive up the price for Denver, even if it's just 1 or 2 spots to guarantee the quarterback that they want to draft.
Or is there something else going on where do the Bears jump up? Are the Vikings playing something behind the scenes? Because I got to believe something like that's happening too. Don't you?
I do not see Minnesota making a move at all.
Okay.
That
Bears,
drastic, because
the Bears. How do you not?
Bears need a quarterback. I don't know.
Well, they have Andy Dalton.
If they're willing to pay what it takes to get from 20 to 8 or 7.
Yeah, they have Andy Dalton. I mean, come on. Do they really need a quarterback?
They've got Andy Dalton.
Yeah, that's right. 505-246-0610. Got more NFL stuff for you as we get closer and closer. In fact, 30-ish hours away from the draft. Top of the hour, we're going to talk with Heather Dyke. She's the soccer coach, global women's soccer coach, winners yesterday at the NCAA tournament. They win in a penalty kick situation and advance to play TCU in the next round. 8 o'clock. She'll be with us. Sebastian Noel at 9. Kenny Thomas at 9:30. That's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to newmexicohighlands.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Plan your adventure at WNMU.edu.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Hayes. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Greg Martinez. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Hi, I'm Marilena Fernandez. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
The New Mexico Army National Guard is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school athletics.
Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
A few emails as get you through this first hour and do a guest-heavy second part of the show. This is from Tellis, and he hates. By the way, I just listen. So I was flying home yesterday. I was on a plane, so I did not see Level Women's Soccer. You were kind of giving me updates on my stops. I got one before I started, and then my layover, and then when I landed. Much appreciated. But you just sent me the PK call, and the dude going nuts on Navy wins 2-1 and shit. What? Oh wait, take away the win. I'm like, what are we doing? And then when the Lobos did put away the win and tucked it in the corner, New Mexico wins. They'll advance. Like was it your Navy announcer? Was it like Bob Sosi? What was going on here? Bob Sosi, the voice of Navy football, former Isotopes guy in the New England Patriots voice. Yeah.
It was unfortunately two guys that hadn't been around soccer. And that's what happened. There was a lot of games going on yesterday and today. They need announcers for these contests. I'm sure these guys are good at the football games that they call, because it was a lot of football terminology. They weren't soccer guys. And it was just disappointing, because this is an NCAA tournament. And if you're Navy, you're New Mexico fans watching in the biggest stage, and that's a broadcast you get. And unfortunately, the analyst, he kept calling it, Navy's running a 2-4-4. A 2-4-4. And, well, it's a 4-4-2. Because the way you say that makes it sound like there's two defenders and then there's 8 players attacking for Navy. And it's little things like that that just have the P's and Q's. You don't need to be Arlo White. It's like we're watching the NCAA tournament. Like you deserve a solid broadcast.
Yeah. Did he call it a field instead of a pitch?
Well, that's
Did he
fine.
call it a
field.
score instead of a result?
I don't use 0-0 all the time.
Did he say 0 instead of nil?
I use 0. There's things that are fine.
Why
but
did they
it's when
fly
you're
you out,
like
man?
listening to football guys call the game.
Yeah.
And then NCAA tournament.
If you're not
and,
versatile, you shouldn't be on there. I got it. That's unfortunate.
And then so that's where my tweet when I referenced after the Lobos won the early proclamation. It was unfortunate the announcer didn't know that it's best of 5 in PKs and you get more than one attempt, because the Lobos, the first one was saved, and then Navy steps up, hits it in the back of the net, and that's when he's like, and Navy wins.
Give me a more embarrassing moment of a broadcaster just calling something just so blatantly false and final. Because I can't, off the top of my mind, I can't think of a guy just calling something. I mean, calling the game. It's over. He called the match. It was full-time plus.
The game was over. Navy wins.
The match was final. Yeah, it's over. Navy. Take away the win. Oh, wait, what? They don't just go to. Okay, so it's not up to. Oh, they got to go full 5. How do you not know that rule? Like, honestly, and I'm not super soccer guy. I would have known that rule. I think I could have called that
Where is
match.
Jeff when you need him?
Well, where were you when
I was
they needed you? Like,
keep that plane going to North Carolina. Stop there, then come back.
Can they put one more fool on that plane and just get you out there? All right. Well, Tellis hates pentacle kicks, Jeff. He says it's like the big cat and Phil tied at Augusta after 72 holes, playing a couple overtime holes and still being tied, so they decide to put the ball 5 feet from the cup, and the first person who misses loses the Masters. It's somewhat like that, yeah. Actually, it is somewhat like that. Or putt from 5 feet and then 10 feet and then 15 feet and keep. Actually, it'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? Play 3 holes and putt from here. Now putt from here.
A little bit of pressure. It's not the ideal ending, but at some point in time, you've played 110 minutes. You gotta decide a winner.
Yep. The House of Strauss equals Richard Pitino, ? Says Garcia. Jeff, you know how the coach is keeping players in the transfer portal away from the team? Is it time for Eric to change the locks on the house? Tell Bobcat until he commits to one show he isn't allowed to be part of the Viper Pit. No, it's not.
Wait a minute.
What you don't understand here is, first of all, us and Eric's show are family, not competitors. We are a part of Radio Rant's, the Cumulus family of stations. We're not. We're not competing against Eric Strauss of the house, other than they get breakfast in the morning, and when you do his show, you get breakfast, and you don't get breakfast here. And
No, I
actually,
don't.
Bob, you may see us in person here within 2 weeks.
Wow. Won't that be fun?
Not
You going to bring
really.
breakfast?
No, because nothing's open that damn early.
Yes, there is.
BYOB. Bring your own breakfast.
Well,
When we used to start the show at 8, Often, and always like on big occasion days, anniversary days, birthdays, Fridays, I would stop over at Papa Frank's and order them and bring in burritos. But they don't open, and that, gosh, I don't even know if they're open right now because they got caught in that round of violence during the protests back over the summer. Their place got trashed, which really sucked. But yeah, we used to do that, and now, no. I mean, you're lucky if I get there by the open, Bob. Like you'll. I mean,
okay.
You guys think I'm kidding. If we go back in studio, you're lucky if I get there when Taylor Swift is going, damn, it's 7 a.m. Like,
I'll tell you what, you guys let me know the first day you're going to be in studio, and I'll treat you to those blueberry pancakes.
Yeah, they're pretty good, actually. We did our 10th anniversary show over at George's place, and they were delicious. That was, 2.5, coming up on 3 years ago now. So we're coming up on 13. Lobo Hobo says, all shorts and T-shirt team, Jeff, we're going to have to put together a list of those hyped Lobo recruits the fans they got excited over because they look so good touring University Arena in shorts and T-shirts, but end up being a bust. Matos can be the charter member. I don't know, man. Was he a bust? I'm struggling labeling him a bust.
A bust because it's to be determined on his collegiate career. Like he was someone that was recruited by a previous coaching staff. Those coaches left, so he decided to go play somewhere else.
He won a savior. How about that?
Yeah.
But who labeled him as such? It certainly wasn't anybody on this radio show. Now, it could have been, fans and sites and whatever. But nobody, neither one of us sat here and said, he's going to be the guy. In fact, I absolutely recall both of us saying, yeah, they shouldn't rip his freshman year and put him in. And obviously that
30.
was right. All right, we're talking soccer. Navy wins! Can you play that coming back, Bob? Navy wins! Oh, wait, take away the win. Lobos advance to the NCAA tournament. Their head coach, Heather Dyke, is going to be with us when we come back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and 670 Sports App. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking About.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
I like Trujillo a lot. I watched him play last year. Murillo puts it on the deck, high window, and scores.
Oh, beautiful feed inside for Palacio.
Staying, and she's going to anticipate that pass and get a steal. Good job, coach, leaving her in the game. Little Euro step as the defense goes by. Volcano Vista. And there they are, tipping it to themselves. That's a really nice, intuitive basketball play there. That's instinct.
Great pass to Richardson. Layups up and it's good. What a pass by Dominguez. Good job by Asia Amir. Splits two defenders, puts it up, scores, and is fouled. Great shot by Asia Amir.
Dangerous pass. Johnson in transition. Look at him burst through with a hammer jam.
Here's the rebound. Ahead to Murillo. Murillo will put it down with the authority.
I think we'll see that
Double
on the
pump
highlights.
slam. Wow.
Today, can I sing him happy birthday?
No, by all means.
Well, but before I do that, I want to make sure that, like, my papa, my dad, Mike Brown, this one's for you. We love you. Everybody out here loves you. I just want to make sure that you know that. You're the best coach, dad, everything in the world. I just want to make sure you know that. So, Zay, this one's for you, man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zay, man. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. I'm here as much as you need me.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and JJ Buck.
A little bit of history yesterday, and history on the good side. That's the way you like it. For the first time in the state history, a collegiate women's soccer team from the state of New Mexico has advanced in the NCAA Division I tournament as UNM beats Navy in a penalty shootout thriller yesterday in North Carolina. The final in the shootout was 4-2. 1-1 was the draw after full time and overtime. And so they went to the penalty kicks, and UNM wins 4-2 in penalty kicks to advance. Alicia Garcia had the equalizer in this, the 71st minute, and then Emily Johnson, the goalkeeper, was spectacular in the shootout, and UNM advances to play TCU Friday in North Carolina in the round of 32.
Yes, and it's one that this team fighting through adversity, rough first half. They didn't look like the Lobos, and this was an element of, okay, Navy doing their thing, but New Mexico was a step off. The defenders looked a step behind at times, but they battled. They made sure Navy didn't get a second one. That was the biggest key. About midway through the first half, you saw how it was playing out, and it was like, if Navy scores a second one, this team is in serious trouble. They didn't. They battled, they grinded to the second half, and then especially that moment where Navy's keeper steps up and saves the PK in the second half. You're wondering, is this just not going to be their day?
Well, you said something really interesting. They didn't look like the Lobos in the first half, and then they did in the second half. And the result is they're staying in North Carolina for a little while and going to play again on Friday. Heather Dyke is the head coach of Lobo Women's Soccer. She joins us this morning. Congratulations, Heather. How you living?
Good morning, guys. We're doing well, thank you.
Well, that's a big one, and you go down in the first 28 seconds. That's like a punch in the face, or a slap in the face, or cold, whatever analogy you want. The worst start that you could possibly have, and you say, okay, were they overhyped? Were they not ready? And I know you asked that question afterwards. Do you have an idea now after talking to them, or did sometimes things just happen?
Yeah, I think it was all those things that you just said all rolled into one. Certainly not the way that we wanted to start the game, but I think for a lot of the team, it was, for the whole team, I think the excitement is so massive that it kind of paralyzed the way that we played there for a little bit. And I think you saw that kind of the whole first half, but they fought back into it, which is the important part.
I said to JJ earlier in the week, or probably this was last week, I think, maybe UNM's getting an advantage playing this first match to get the feeling, to get the jitters out. I don't know how they seeded. Just looking at your record and how you played, it felt to me that you were underseeded having to play in these first games with all these teams getting buys. But okay, you've got a game behind you, and maybe in retrospect, and maybe I'm just making stuff up. But you got the jitters out, and that first game is going to play to your advantage because you've been there, and TCU is going to be playing their first one.
Yeah, and I think those are the positive sides of it. Like, we've seen the field now. We have a game under our belt for sure. TCU is an experienced tournament team, and now they have a bye. So there's certainly some things that we have to, overcome. But I think that we've faced that this whole year, and this team, will be ready. I do think, without question, getting the first NCAA game jitters out of the system is an important piece of it, and hopefully we'll look a lot more like us for this next one.
Heather Dykes, the head coach of Level Women's Soccer. They'll play TCU in the round of 32 on Friday in the NCAA tournament.
Heather, we've seen your team just in the last week respond to adversity in incredible situations. So for you as a coach, knowing, hey, they know what they need to do, they know how to respond, and we've seen them do that. What was the conversation like at halftime just with the team trying to get them refocused?
Yeah, I think for us, the biggest piece of it was just trying to reiterate that we need to play like us. Like, it was, I think we just kind of were a little bit shell-shocked, that first piece of it, and couldn't find it, and got too quiet, and kind of, I think people individually weren't trusting themselves as much as they normally do. So for us, it was trying to find ways to take a deep breath and reset, and whatever the result is, that we play the way that we normally play.
And with that, too, you get in the second half, it's getting late. Alicia Garcia steps up, Navy, the big penalty save. What were the emotions after that moment with the team to keep fighting? Because it did feel like later in the second half, you ultimately had more control and were getting some of the chances.
Yeah, it felt like something was coming in the second half. I thought we were doing enough that we were going to get some chances. And, I think to miss the PK is obviously a tough one, but again, it's a 90-minute game, and if any one of those minutes becomes too significant, then you lose the opportunity to finish the rest of the game. So I think especially for Alicia to have missed that and then stay tuned in and find a way to get that goal was, a huge reflection of her mental fortitude. It was a pretty impressive goal.
Global Women's Soccer coach Heather Dyke is with us from North Carolina. It's one thing to say our team is gritty, that they fight, and I think every team likes to say that. I'm looking back at the last two matches. To have San Diego State, they go up on you 1-0, and then you come back and they score with 4 seconds left to force overtime. Then the direct kick from 10 yards out, 12 yards out, and you survive all that, and then going down 28 seconds into the match and missing the penalty kick, like that's illustrations of it. It's not just hyperbole with your team, isn't it?
Yeah, I think your character is how you respond to adversity. It's not, everybody can talk about character and culture and resilience and grit, right, but until it's actually tested and you see what comes out of it, that's probably what is most special about this group, because we've made some interesting situations for ourselves the last two games that I think a lot of teams that I've coached in the past or played on in the past would have folded, and not with intent, but just it's hard to stay focused through some of those things. But these guys, every time their back's up against the wall, they actually come back fighting harder, and I think it's exactly what you said, Jeff. We're not talking about it, we're showing it. That's what resilience is.
Yeah, everybody it's easy to talk about how tough you are, but I think just those 4 situations over the last 2 matches, which they're all elimination situations, showed it. Has the historical perspective set in at all, or is that something you'll enjoy whenever the run's over, that you're the first collegiate team from New Mexico to advance to the NCAA tournament in the history of that tournament?
That's something I hold with great pride. I do think as time goes on, it'll probably set in more, but I believe so immensely in our state and what we can produce, and I think when you get to be the representation of that, it's this huge honor that isn't lost on me and is not lost on our team. That was one of the first things last night, is they want to make history, and the best part about it is it's really, really great women that are doing it. It's not a bunch of jerks that are good at soccer.
And Heather, to that point, Maddie Hirschman, Albuquerque native, of course, El Dorado High School, stepped up and hit that final penalty for you. Were you guys able to take a lot from Navy having just been in a penalty shootout? Did that play in? Because Emily Johnson was absolutely fantastic in PKs. How did you go about preparing for that moment?
Yeah, penalties are an interesting thing because it's so much more mental than I think people understand when you haven't done it. Like it looks quite easy on TV, and it's not. It's a long walk up and a lot of things going through your head and pressure. And but every time that we've been in a shootout with Emily in goal, she's lights out. I mean, so I told the team before the shootout, Emily's going to make saves. All you guys have to do is just go through your routine and be diligent about it. But she'll win it for us as long as you do your part. And I think, again, for it to be Maddie and for it to be, sorry, my phone cut out. For it to be Maddie and for her to be local is even more special, and especially in her senior season. And all amazing people from New Mexico. I went to Eldorado High School, so it was good that she has to represent.
Heather, I know you didn't know this in the moment, but I know you've heard it since. Did you know that, or what you've heard, people probably told you, that they thought they didn't know the rules? The announcer on the stream after Navy scored their second goal was screaming, "Navy wins, Navy advances," and then you guys won, and he was like, "Okay, New Mexico advances. I guess a match is over, a game, whatever it is, a contest, this thing that they're doing is over." Like, what a bizarre moment. I'm sure you heard a lot about it afterwards.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the amount of texts coming in on just not knowing names and not understanding rules and calling like plays that are volleyball plays, and I think it's disappointing, truthfully, like to be at this stage and to not have people that understand the rules of the game is a bit frustrating. But it's just, again, it's something that I think you deal with all year long, just in certain ways, and I think for our team, like, it's something more that we laugh at than worry about.
Yeah. I think it'll be laughed at for a long, long time. Heather Dyke, just for a few more minutes, is with us.
All right, Heather, so what's the process like now? I'm sure there was probably a little bit of initial scouting on TCU just for you and your staff to be ready for this moment. What do the next few days look like?
Yeah, TCU is a great team. I mean, they've won the Big Ten pretty easily, beat Notre Dame, beat Texas handedly. Quite a few youth national team players on that team. So it's going to be a different match than what we faced all year. Like, they're pretty highly athletic, and we're going to do it on, a little bit half-baked legs, but we're super excited to be there, and I think on any given day you can find a result. And without question, if you want to go into battle, you want to go into battle with this team. So we'll give it a go.
Yeah, I gave it a go yesterday and got a beautiful result. Heather, always appreciate the conversation, and hopefully we're doing it again on Monday, and we got another good story to tell. But congratulations to those ladies for another gutsy win. Great representation for the state of New Mexico and certainly for the university. Keep it rolling. Good luck against the Frogs on Friday.
Yeah, thank you guys. And I would just say, too, I mean, I know, this team's kind of excited the community, but we feel it. So thank you guys for all the extra attention and having me on and promoting this team this whole year. It's made it even more special.
Well, it's good stuff, and it's just an exciting, fun team to watch and a wonderful group of young ladies. Be proud of them, and I know you are. Thanks, Heather.
Thank you, guys.
Heather Dyke, head coach, Lobel Women's Soccer. They'll play TCU in the round of 32 at the NCAA tournament. The first team from the state of New Mexico to advance to the women's soccer tournament in the history of the NCAA women's soccer tournament. They did it yesterday against Navy. We'll take your phone calls, 505-246-0610. Sebastian Noel will be with us at 9. Former Lobo Kenny Thomas with us at 9:30. It's the opening drive on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
In a world for your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Foodies is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
It's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor.
Today at 4, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
All right, so a little history is always good. Heather Dyke is always good, and that team is always good. And JJ, it's easy to sit and say how tough you are, and we're mentally tough, and everybody tells you they're mentally tough and how strong they are, and we never quit. And this team, but this is a team that's kind of shown that. Probably all season and exemplified, amplified the last 2 matches when the lights were brighter in the conference final against San Diego State, and now in the NCAA tournament against Navy. They get tied up with 4 seconds to go. You're celebrating on the sidelines. You're going to the NCAA tournament, and boom, we're going overtime. Then there's that free kick from 10 yards that you have to survive, and you win. And then you're down in the NCAA tournament 28 seconds in. You miss a penalty kick with the 68th minute. Maybe to your point, you think maybe it's not your day. And it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. And they pretty much do it.
Yeah, how you laid it out in back-to-back elimination situations where one big mistake, your season's done. You're going home. You're looking back, and it's the what if, what happened, why couldn't we get this done? Mm-hmm. And cliches come about for a reason. And in the way you laid it out, it's easy to talk about all these things and think you can have these things and want to see these things out of your team, but you never know until you're in that moment. And it was back-to-back situations for this soccer team where they knew that one more misstep and they were going home. And everything that transpired in like that 10-minute period against San Diego State, from when they tied it up to that indirect free kick to winning the game. Like, if you can survive that moment, you knew, at least those players knew. Now, sitting there watching, as a fan, observing it yesterday, you start getting the feeling like, oh, maybe this just isn't the Lobos' day. But they didn't click off. And as what Heather pointed out, for it to be Alicia Garcia, to score the game-tying goal, especially after she saw her penalty get saved, just amplifies that even more about this team. That is what everyone wants to see when you're rooting on a team, is just the character, the heart, the desire to keep going until that clock finally says zeros and you know who won or lost. And this is this Lobo soccer team.
So I think all that's right. I think all that's right, and it's exciting and it's fun. Like, it's fun to win and it's fun to dominate. But this is the kind of stuff that you remember. Just all the stuff, the adversity that you've overcome. These are the stories of long runs. These are the stories of postseason runs that live in history. That lore remembers. That teams, that the young ladies you remember. You'll always remember Jaden Edwards, the Edwards Ender that beat San Diego State. You'll always remember that. You'll remember stuff that, like, it's good to win 3-0. But winning like this is the kind of stuff that legends are made of. I want to touch on what she said in regards to the announcers, and I didn't think of it in these terms, and I'm embarrassed that I did not. Do you think you would have gotten that for a men's game? Do you think they would have put announcers who did not know the game on for a men's NCAA game? Coming off what we came off with the NCAA women's tournament with the inferior facilities for women's soccer. The fact that you all had to watch a match of that magnitude, the NCAA level, they can watch games throughout the season on the Mountain West Network with a pro like you calling the game, someone who knows the game, who studies the game, who is prepared every night, and then to get something like that that's just flat out embarrassing. Would that happen for a men's match?
I think if you
Edward
look at
on the line says he'll be brief.
circumstances of this tournament, I think it would be possible because the amount of matches they are playing in one place. The men's tournament is also in the state of North Carolina. At some point in time, you run out of people
then
that are
find someone who can call a game. Then bring in J.J. Buck from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and find someone who can call a game. With all due respect,
I'm on board with that. It's and you talk about the highlight of your sport. It is the NCAA tournament.
I just, as Heather said, it's embarrassing at that level to have someone who obviously doesn't know what they're doing. And look, I get it. I don't necessarily blame the announcer. If they were put in a position where, hey, do you want to call an NCAA game? Any young announcer is going to take the opportunity to put that on their resume, right? And so right now, that guy, I called an NCAA soccer match. Okay, that's great. But if you don't know the game and if you're not prepared, don't go out and embarrass yourself. And what you guys, I'm not gonna. I told you, I didn't. You sent me the clip. I didn't see the match. I was flying yesterday. I didn't get to watch it. But everything you're telling me and the things that I'm reading, and then Heather responding like she did, it's embarrassing at this level to have that. How does that happen? Well, by the way, Mark Emmert just got extended for 2 years yesterday at the NCAA. I'm not telling you.
I think this is one that's not his fault.
Yeah, I'm not telling you it's his fault. But I just, to your point, you can't have that embarrassment. And would it happen for the men?
I don't know. I think it's possible, just given the circumstances of what they're dealing with, the amount of games that they have going on in one area. But it's still it's not an excuse. It was frustrating, and it's one where announcing is not easy.
No, it's hard.
And things in sports actually do take work. And as all of us know, in broadcasting, everyone's like, "Oh, I love your job." Yeah, well, we still got to work on it. Because it's easy to sound bad. I've been there, done that. I've definitely taken my lumps. I'm still learning and growing in regards to that. But we're talking about tuning into an NCAA tournament game, and they became part of the story, and that shouldn't be the case. Yeah. At least get someone that understands it, stays out the way. Because I know, when I'm doing these,
just
do your homework.
Just do your homework.
No, it's not a 2-4-4. That doesn't exist. I'm sorry. It's an when you say that, that's something that doesn't exist. The scoring zone.
Just be prepared. Don't embarrass yourself. That's all. You're going to go out and do an Eldorado
calling
girls
free
basketball game
kicks
tonight.
outside the box, penalty kicks.
Who's Eldorado playing tonight in the girls basketball? You're calling
Eldorado West Mesa.
You're going to do your homework and you're going to know enough to go to call that damn game. And there's your chart, right? I mean, that's all. Is that asking too much? You've done more homework for an Eldorado West Mesa game on ProView Networks than that guy sounds like. And maybe he did a lot. Sounds like he did for an NCAA game. Edward, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Edward.
He just dropped.
Bye, why does everybody hold right? But he said he'd be brief, Bob told me.
It's because he realized he didn't want to be brief.
Could be a cell phone drop.
He's going to call back at 8:30.
Think he's going to get it at the top of the segment? And I'm going to get the whole damn segment? Is that his strategy?
It's up to you. It's all up to you. You call it. I push the button.
Well, as you do more than push the buttons, for crying out loud. All right, 505-246-0610. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff@sportsanimалabq.com. JJ@sportsanimалabq.com. You can find us on the Twitter. Find JJ and follow JJ. It's _JJ Buck. Facebook, you can watch the show. ProView Networks puts it up for you every single day on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM. Aaron's producing for you there. You can watch it on ProViewNetworks.com and, of course, on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Top of the hour, Sebastian Noel of ProView Networks will be with us. We'll talk high school sports, final week of the regular season in high school basketball, and then we get into state tournaments right there, like staring you in the face. And Aaron's like, yeah, I know, dude. We're putting on 70 games a week. And then 9:30, former NBAer and Lobo great Kenny Thomas is going to be with us on the show.
You know what also takes a lot of work? Your fitness and putting in the time to better yourself. But it is time. Don't wait any longer. You can take control of your gym identity. Raise your hand if you might have taken a red shirt season this past year. That is me. But at F45, it has helped ignite the spark for me to care about my health. I love working out, and I was reminded about that at F45. 45-minute, high-intensity, full-body functional fitness classes. It's a challenge every single day. It's a new class. It gets me focused. It gets me excited to stay on track. And F45, once you try it, you're going to understand why I'm enjoying this gym so much. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app. You can sign up for your 7-day free trial to test out the gym. And also look at the schedule of classes that are available, because you can find one that works for you. Me right now, busy schedule, Saturday, Sunday morning, they come in clutch. And this week I was able to, as things opened up, get in a workout Monday evening. I did one yesterday at noon. So there's a class time available for you. F45 Functional Fitness, we're talking, full body workouts, different rep sets, challenges. You have Hollywood on Saturday, which is 60 minutes straight, nonstop. Yesterday it was a little bit different. It was 5 sets, 40 seconds each, 9 different rounds. So it's a challenge for your mind and body that will keep you moving forward and also keep your body working harder and reacting to new things. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app. They're located at 5920 Holly North East, so it's Paseo, I-25. Good access from wherever you're coming from. So don't wait any longer. Create your own gym identity at F45. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to NewMexicoHighlands.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Plan your adventure at WNMU.edu.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Hayes. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Greg Martinez. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Hi, I'm Marilena Fernandez. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
The New Mexico Army National Guard is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school athletics.
We might be back in a soundproof studio. Deal with all the noise going on. Sometimes you have a kid. Sometimes you have your mom. Nobody cares what's going on in the background. What's up, y'all? Happy whatever day it is. Opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Bobcat, and Aaron on the TV side. I see you ready to go. What do you got?
Edward.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me something. See, now that's the crazy part about me seeing you get to the mic. I'm thinking you're ready to drop some wonderful nugget, and you said Edward's on the line, and everybody went just, oh. I thought Bobcat was going to drop a nugget on us. Dwight tells me, JJ, the Lobo soccer team won. Jeff, I was at the watch party at Civic Plaza, or watching on the computer while doing other stuff, and when I heard the announcers yell, Midship Gals won, I had other stuff to do, so I logged off. I didn't know Lobo Soccer won until I heard Heather Dyke on the OD this morning. I don't know if that's... Do you believe it?
No, I don't. If you're watching the game, I think you have an idea that the Lobos didn't win in that situation.
That's crazy, huh? It's just crazy. Hondo says, Jeff, I just heard the honcho for Albuquerque's baseball team on with Babalu. Going to the ballpark's supposed to be fun, but when he said capacity is limited to 3,175, you can sit here, but not there. You got to wear that bleep on your face. You aren't allowed on the concourse except for X and Y. I decided, why bother to go? It's like being back in third grade and needing a hall pass from the governor to go to the bathroom. It's from Hondo. Look, then don't go, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Go if you like the ball game. Don't go. I'm going opening day. I'm going Saturday. Or I'm going on Friday. Friday, right? Addie is coming with me on Friday. It's our first game. She can't make opening day because it's Thursday night. I'm going Thursday night to cry when they honor Nick LeBou. If that's too much for you, Hondo, then don't go. Wait till it's open. I don't know what to tell you, man. Little by if you think they were going to rip the Band-Aid off, that's not how it's going to happen. Tell you a lot of stuff I'm not going to do too. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's not the way you're used to it being. But it is what it is. And I mean, JJ, I don't know. Am I being too harsh on him? I mean,
no. We know this year, getting back to things.
Don't forget Edward.
We're going to have to do things different than usual. Manage situations. But guess what? We get to get back to a baseball game.
Yeah, and this, don't blame that on John. Don't blame that on the Isotopes. They're operating within the parameters that are set forth by the state. If you want to be angry at the governor, that's fine. Dodger Stadium's not full. I watched the Padre game the other night. They're not full. I mean, and Isotopes Park isn't going to be full. Or is that Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park isn't full? So if you don't want to go, don't go. Knock yourself out there. They'll be all right filling that 3,175 with or without you. Edward, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Edward.
Well, good morning. I'm sorry about the cell phone drop. I'm going to do my best to be succinct and pointed. Congratulations. I'm very proud of the women's soccer program. Now, refresh my memory. Did not the men's team make the final game championship a few years back?
Yes, they did. Once, and they made the Final Four twice, correct?
Yeah, they made the final like back in 2006, Final Four about 5 years ago now, I want to say.
Yeah.
Dang, 2006, so 15 years ago. My goodness. You blink your eyes, a decade goes by, my friends. But you guys are right. I didn't hear the call, and I just caught the tail end of your conversation. But when you engage to call the game, you have to honor the process, honor the effort, and the coaches, the players, and the sport.
Yeah. Respect it and give it what it's due. Do your homework. You're going to do it. Look, JJ's doing a girls' basketball game between El Dorado and West Mesa tonight. And it means a lot to those young ladies and the parents watching. And so he's going to give it the respect. You may not care. I may not care. But if you're going to do a game that's going to be televised globally, streamed globally, give it the respect. Learn the game and learn the rules, for crying out loud. That's all.
Yeah, I completely, wholeheartedly agree. When I officiated basketball in college to make extra money, just like you did, I tried to honor the game, whether I was calling 5-year-olds or former college players. I tried to, I knew the rules 1,000 times better than most of the coaches and players, and I just tried to honor their efforts. I'm so excited, and things are coming into fruition and coming into play. So I sent you that text that the New England Patriots have laid the groundwork to move up to number 8, and I would love to see Mr. Fields out of Ohio State trickle down to number 8 and get picked by the Patriots. And then the big fruition that may come true is the Tampa Brady Buccaneers versus the New England Patriots in this year's Super Bowl, where Thomas Edward Brady will vie, before they name the trophy after him, count him up, his 6th Super Bowl MVP. By the way, the AB signing is pretty significant, and JJ's right. He's not a number 1 anymore, but if you put him on a multitude of up to 20 teams in the NFL, he'd be number 1 or 2 on any of those teams. And they have 3 tight ends, my friends. By the way, they're better than any tight end the Cowboys have, with Gronk and Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard. They're probably better than most. Those 3 are better than most tight ends in the game, outside of probably a select 5 or 6. And they re-upped. They picked up the 5th-year option on Vita Bay. And I know that the conventional wisdom is when you put an all-star team together, it usually doesn't work out. They already won the Super Bowl, and they're putting an all-star team together with the full off season. So barring a major injury, I'm thoroughly excited, and I would love to see New England Patriots Northeast versus New England Patriots Southeast in the Super Bowl. Have a great day, my friends.
See you. What's going on is nuts. So he was very succinct and very brief. I'll ask you, and I meant to ask him, don't you think if the reporters out there that they are already talking, already, damn drafts tomorrow, that they're talking about number 8, that anybody else who's interested in Justin Fields, Broncos, potentially the Bears, if he's there, are having that same conversation with the Panthers. And the Panthers are just going, well, they're giving me a second, a third, and a first instead of 2 seconds and a third. Oh, really? Well, we'll give you, there's a bidding war there, right? Or whoever's in front of them, right? You're calling them too, are you not? You're calling the Lions. You're calling the Bengals, right? Trying to jump up in front. If you know that the Patriots are out there trying to get your guy, you're trying to set things up, right? That's not the only conversation. That's the one you're hearing about. That's the report. And I wouldn't rest too certain if I was a Patriots fan.
Yeah, because it's where is it coming from? Is it just coming from New England? Is it coming from one of those teams, drafting in the top 10, trying to drum up some more interest to get a lot more back in a trade? There is going to be a feeding frenzy if Justin Fields and Trey Lance drop after Mac Jones. I do not believe there is the same energy for Mac Jones. So maybe the Patriots, too, could see that play out. And if Trey Lance is selected at 3, they might sit back there and wait. Because I don't know how they graded Mac Jones at this point in time. Because I am torn right now. I'm sitting on the fence. This is not the place you need to be. But I can see a scenario where it gets insane and teams go crazy to grab a Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Or everyone just kind of says, I'm going to call your bluff, and we're going to sit here and see which one falls.
So that's why I'm thinking if the Patriots put this out there that they're looking to play at 8 and they're playing at 8, I bet they're talking 4 or 5. Now maybe they called Atlanta, and Atlanta says, "Yeah, we're not moving. We're taking Kyle Pitts." I'll bet they're talking to Cincinnati and Detroit, right? Just playing, and maybe it's a smokescreen. So Denver's thinking, all right, we'll talk. We got to beat them. We got to get them. They're probably looking higher because that's what this game is. It's Omaha. Check. It's diversion. It's audible. That's my guess. That's what I think's going on. I think that there's other stuff, and they're looking at higher than number 8. I really do, even though the reports come out from Sports Illustrated that they're looking at number 8. All right, we're going to talk high school sports coming up at the top of the hour. Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks is going to be with us. And then Kenny Thomas, the former Lobo great, coming up at 9:30 this morning. Who is watching your home? Who's watching your business? Who is your home security? For me, it is IPS, International Protective Service, and I appreciate them. I've trusted them for years. I was gone for the last couple of days. Saw a number of times throughout the day and throughout the night that IPS security came by and checked on my property. Called them last night, said, we're back. They said, everything good, sir? Yes, sir. Thank you for what you do. See them every day. IPS protects my home. They are local. They are not going anywhere. Maybe you signed up with a local company with Armed Response, and that company's now been sold and bought twice. They're in the hands of a company from Texas, and that's not what you wanted, not what you have to have. Aaron Jones is from Albuquerque. He's not going anywhere, and he's not selling his company. He's passionate about providing protection for your home, for your family, for your business that you've worked so hard to build. IPS has highly trained armed guards who watch what's important to you when you can't be there. 24-hour patrols. Armed officers who usually respond to your home alarm within 5 to 7 minutes. Trust your protection to a local company who is truly passionate about our city and making it a safer place to live and work. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420 or visit them online at ipsglobal.com.
What?
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
like Trujillo a lot. I watched him play last year. Murillo puts it on the deck, high window, and scores.
Oh, beautiful feed inside for Palacio.
Staying, and she's going to anticipate that pass and get a steal. Good job, coach, leaving her in the game. Little Euro step as the defense goes by. Volcano Vista. And there they are, tipping it to themselves. That's a really nice, intuitive basketball play there. That's instinct.
Great pass to Richardson. Layups up and it's good. What a pass by Dominguez. Good job by Asia Amir. Splits two defenders, puts it up, scores, and is fouled. Great shot by Asia Amir.
Dangerous pass. Johnson in transition. Look at him burst through with a hammer jam.
Gives the rebound. Ahead to Murillo. Murillo will put it down with the authority.
I think we'll see that
Double
on the
pump
highlights.
slam. Wow.
Can I sing him happy birthday?
No, by all means.
Well, but before I do that, I want to make sure that, like, my papa, my dad, Mike Brown, this one's for you. We love you. Everybody out here loves you. I just want to make sure that you know that. You're the best coach, dad, everything in the world. I just want to make sure you know that. So, Zay, this one's for you, man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zay, man. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. I'm here as much as you need me.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons.
Navy is Carolyn Maying now. She'll go against Johnson. Navy trying to win it. And it's there! Navy wins 2-1 over New Mexico. Take it away, no win. We'll play on. More penalty kicks on the way. Here's Hirschman. Hirschman, pass Gallagher. And there it is. And that's a win for New Mexico. They advance to play.
Go.
That is courtesy of the NCAA. Take away what, dude? There was nothing taken away.
Take it off the board.
With all due respect, Nothing was taken away. They never won that match, and boy, could he have been more underwhelmed when New Mexico actually did win the match. That was what we've been referring to. I just, wow, it's one of those where just one of those wow moments, dude. Where how does that happen at that level, on that stage, on that platform? How does that happen? And it's unpreparedness. It's really what it is, and it's bad hiring, and it's bad planning, and it is what it is. Fly JJ Buck out, let him call the damn game. It's really not that hard. You could have called it from a studio.
that works as well.
Lobos win. That's the bottom
That's
line.
what matters out of all this. They are on to face TCU on Friday.
246-0610 if you want to get in today. 888-922-0610. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. All right, I need your help on something. I need you to explain to me why I should give a damn that Floyd Mayweather at 44 is fighting Logan Paul on pay-per-view on June 6th. Logan Paul is 0-1. Floyd is 50-0. When did Floyd become a damn circus act? He's fighting Conor McGregor. He's retired. He's fighting Logan Paul. Tell me why for 1 second I should care about this.
Well, Floyd became a circus act following the Manny Pacquiao fight. He's no longer
right.
a legitimate challenger, and for him, he can go make all these ridiculous paydays.
Good for him.
Against non-fighters,
great.
That's what it's all about. And this, if you're just a fan of the pure sport of boxing, you don't care about this. But this is the circus act entertainment. You know, you tune in because you like to see a trained derailment. That's what this is.
So you've not given me a reason why I should care. Okay.
Because this doesn't appeal to you. This appeals to a lot of other people, though.
Does it appeal to you?
A lot of other people. No, I will not be tuning in. For me, this is one I will be perfectly fine watching the 30-second highlight on Twitter. But there is absolutely a large segment of people that it's gladiators. It's spectacle.
Hey, Aaron, you gonna watch this mess? He's shaking his head. No, that's good radio. No. All right. So the appeal is what?
The appeal is you have this YouTube guy that's been knocking out a bunch of non-fighters, and a fat Ben Askren, who's an MMA grappling guy, actually facing someone that's at this point in time still Floyd Mayweather. We think he can still at least box, and this is a somewhat of a legitimate challenge for Logan Paul. But it's back to that, it's just tuning in and watching that, Friday night movie. It's you're not in it for the pure sport. You're just in it for the ridiculous entertainment aspect of it.
All right. I'm seeing all this hype. Yeah. I'm seeing everybody talk about it. I'm like, okay, what don't I get? And I guess that's it, man. There's not a chance on June 6th I buy this fight. No way. Or whatever the date is.
Isn't this a little bit like Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
Feels that way to me. Yeah.
It's tuning in, seeing. Well, in this case, I guess at least there's an element of somewhat of a fight knowledge from Paul. But why would someone watch two celebrities punch each other in the face?
Maybe you don't like them,
right?
Yeah, I would almost watch two celebrities punch each other in the face.
And they've done that before, and it was terrible. But
before pay-per-view, okay, do your thing, man. Again, I'm not telling anybody what to watch and how to spend their money and how to be a fan. I'm more so asking, what don't I get? Like, why should I care? And I still don't have an answer. So that's
you don't have to care.
I don't. I just want to make sure. What was I missing? I'm just asking, man. Educate me. Mm-hmm. I don't know everything. 224, 422. I mean, what?
1-2-1 full court press.
Hut hike, whatever, and scoring zone or whatever.
3-4 edge rusher.
Yeah. You know what there wasn't for the Warriors last night? A scoring zone. They got outscored at 1 point 29. How's that for a segue? They were they were at one point, you looked up, it was like 60-29. Like, as good as they can be, as great as Steph is, he's lost more games. His team, he's been on the floor for his team losing more games by 30 plus this year than any time in his career. which shows you it's all or nothing, man. Is there one team in the league that is all one guy more than them right now?
No.
And he scored 27 last night. All right, that's fine. Not really. They got beat what was it, 113, 103. It wasn't even close to that close. They were down by 117 at one point. Not really, but I mean, it was JJ. The Mavs went on a 29-0 run. 29-0. Like at some point you get fouled, you make a free throw. At some point, like something bounces off your head and goes in. 29-0 in the NBA. Stupid, but that's what happened last night.
But it highlights the challenges that this Warriors team faces and why it's hard for some people to elevate Curry up in the conversation. He's
because
on
LeBron
a
never
bad
gets beat like that?
basketball team.
Yeah.
But he's also in 10th place in the Western Conference.
No, that's right. That's right.
That's the difference in this conversation.
And by the way, I gave you the wrong score. I think I said 113, 103. It was 130.
Music out in one.
103.
30 points.
It wasn't even that close. I mean, the Warriors were stuck on 12 points for 9 minutes and 38 seconds. It's the NBA's longest scoring drought in about 12 years. They got Steph Curry. As much as I love on Steph Curry, man, that can't happen.
30.
Coming up next, Sebastian Noel's going to be with us. We're talking high school sports. Kenny Thomas at 9:30. Glad you're with us. Good to be home. Well, you didn't even know I was gone, did you? That's right. That's how it's supposed to be. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Datacom is the manufacturer's representative for the states of Arizona and New Mexico. Datacom represents Fuji Electric for uninterruptible power systems and Layer 0 for static switches and power distribution units. High-Tech Power Protection manufactures dynamic rotary UPS systems up to 3.6 megawatts, individual and 100 megawatts by combining multiple units. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and J.J. Buck.
Going to the final week of the regular season in high school basketball. So bizarre. I mean, it's going to be May. It's everything about it is bizarre. But there is a tournament in front of us, and ProView Networks has just been on stuff. I mean, if you ever watch what they're doing, they're not only doing as many games as they can. They're at like 6 sites a night. But because nobody's allowed in, parents aren't allowed in. They're doing the JV games and the C team games, so family can watch their kids play. It's what they're doing is wonderful. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks joins us now. And you guys are everywhere, man. Congratulations on the success and the coverage and what you guys are providing for families. Look, it's rare that JV and C team games are on, and I don't know that that's going to be the norm. But the fact that nobody can go into a gym right now to watch their kids play, I think what you guys are doing is terrific. How you doing?
Good. Hey, I think we're some of the luckiest guys around because we get to cover these great athletes. We got some talent in this state.
Yeah, there is. All right, it's a weird time. El Dorado just coming off a COVID pause. St. Pius going on one as they're going to shut down for a little while. What does that do St. Pius-wise, more so for the girls, I think, than the boys in regards to a postseason for basketball?
Well, I mean, Pius, technically, the girls could still get in. I don't think the boys can. But the El Dorado part is even more interesting because they went on pause with just one loss. So if they run the table here all of a sudden, that could drastically change that district. So they could just win the district or tie for the district win, coming back from COVID, which is pretty crazy.
Explain the difference in the format. It's been a 16-team field in the past. COVID has shortened things. The state tournament, only the finals will be at the pit. Everything else will be on site. So kind of walk people through the difference, because there's going to be a lot of good teams left out of the postseason in basketball.
Yeah, so just the 8 teams, championships at the pit, quarterfinals, semifinals hosted by the higher seeds. So district champs get automatic qualifier, and there's a caveat to that too that I'll get to in a second. And then at large, so that'll depend on the classification. So in 5A, you'll have your 5 district champs, 3 at large. In 4A, you'll have your one more district champ there, so only 2 at large. But here's the thing, the caveat. A lot of districts have ties right now and could end that way. And the tiebreaker on the books is a point differential, but that tiebreaker is basically meaningless. It's only for the quote-unquote district champion purposes. You know, if you can put it on your gym wall that you're a district champion. When it comes to actual seeding, it doesn't matter. The NMAA could select either of the 2 or 3 teams involved in the tie as the district champ. So there could be district champs not in the tournament in some classifications.
Interesting. Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks is with us on the opening drive.
So, Sebastian, in that regard, I guess head-to-head matchup would factor in big time if a team was tied. What they did against each other, or how do you see them viewing this criteria?
Well, yeah, you still take all the criteria points first. There's the 6 criteria points, but district champ or district standings is one of the criteria points, how you finish in your district, and so there's no tiebreaker there. If you're tied for the district, you're considered a district champion. Obviously, head-to-head is a criteria point, but with such a shortened season this year, a lot of teams didn't play head-to-head. For example, the two best teams in 5A, Cleveland and Las Cruces, obviously they're not going to have a head-to-head component this year, right? So that wouldn't be a criteria point that goes either direction there. So if those, let's just take that as an example. If those two teams were to tie in the other 5 criteria points, and you're asking how can you tie when there's 5 points? Well, if one of the points doesn't matter and is a wash, that's how you would tie. But if those two teams tie, then they go to the tiebreaker, which is their max preps ranking. So this could be another season where Las Cruces has a perfect year, but because of their weaker district, they could still end up getting a 2. And Cleveland could still slip into the 1. That's happened before to Las Cruces.
Will that matter? I mean, when it's all said, aside from being the 1 and the 2, will it matter in regards to their path, do you think, when it comes to 8 teams?
Well, I mean, I don't know, Jeff. I think that's that's the matchup most of us are prepared to see. But I'll tell you what, there's a couple of teams, like the team that I would not want to face if I was these big teams, Siembieda. If Siembieda gets into this thing, they got a kid by the name of Sean Johnson, and I'm going to say that he is the most dominant offensive player in the state of New Mexico. This kid can go. Coach Brown, who had Chad Adams at Highland, said this kid's a better offensive player than Chad Adams was.
Chad Adams, of course, went on to a nice career with the Lobos. Sebastian Noel's with us on the opening drive.
Well, Sebastian, as you go back and forth on the seeding, well, if we look at specifically in one of the districts, Cleveland, Atrisco, Heritage. Those two teams, where they sit right now, the battles that they've had, one of them obviously is going to be an at-large team, but how do you see that in the final week?
Yeah, they should both get in, JJ. Obviously, they should both get in. I would think those 3 at large, I think they're going to be between Sandia and La Cueva, whoever doesn't win that district, and then Alamogordo. Carlsbad is right there on the bubble. I would think Atrisco and Cleveland are both safe. I would think La Cueva and Sandia should both get in as well. Carlsbad, I think, might be a little bit of a stretch. And then you kind of talk about seeding, where they go up or down 1 seed line. But
you're going to have a lot of irate people, aren't you? After the selections come out, it's there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be questioning the process. And you talked about the 5 points. Is it completely objective, or is there are they going to be able to just say, here's the math, this is the criteria we set before, or is it going to be up for debate? Because you're going to have a lot of people who are pissed.
Well, yeah, more so than ever before. Well, it's pretty subjective, but here's the problem. There's one criteria point that doesn't get made public, and that's the end of the year coaches input form, or a coaches poll, if you will. The other criteria points, overall record, that's cut and dry. District finish, that's cut and dry. Head to head, that's obviously that can't be manipulated in any way. Right? Wins against a district champion, regardless of class, that's kind of the one that most people don't really like, but that is what it is. And the max preps rankings, that's on the website. The one that never gets made public, that people are like, that's the coach's input form at the end of the year.
Boy, people are going to be cranky. I mean, honestly, when it's 16, people are cranky about seedings. When it's 8, and you got really good teams left out, what, is the selection this Sunday? Is that what it is?
Saturday evening.
You guys have a big show planned?
We do.
Let people know when, where, how to view it.
Well, it'll be on ProView Networks, all of our social media platforms. Start time to be determined, right? Because with El Dorado back in the fold, for example, El Dorado plays La Cueva on the last day of the season. That has major implications. So they can't really get these brackets out till games are finished on Saturday.
Interesting. God, this is going to be
a
crazy weekend, man.
In El Dorado, it's the boys and girls that could have a
they're
huge
both
impact
very good. El Dorado's girls, you're going to see them tonight, JJ. They were definitely looking to be in the tournament, so they're glad they could make all these games up. And, we're just talking 5A, but gosh, in 4A, Del Norte's probably going to be a 1 seed. That's a local team. They probably have the best backcourt in basketball. And it's time to stop saying the best backcourt in 4A. They might just have the best backcourt, period. And then even, the lower classification. There's going to be a 1A bracket where there's a district champion with 1 or 2 wins, and then in another district, they're going to have a top 5 team get left out because there's not enough at-large bids in 1A.
It's crazy. And people just need to understand, and it sucks if it's your kid's senior year or your senior year. This is a 1 year, this is what we're doing every year. This is just trying to make sure that we get everybody to play and get them in. And so you try to look at the bright side of this, right, Sebastian? It's like, all right, we're playing as opposed to the alternative. It's imperfect, but everything's imperfect. And so let's find the good in it. But man, it's going to be cranky. Hey, I want to ask you about the mask thing. I saw where the state of Oregon now, there were what, 5 states or something that still require states. Oregon had a runner collapse during a cross-country race. Our athletes in this state are still required indoors and outdoors to wear masks, right? What are you hearing from coaches, from student athletes as you're out there every day in regards to that?
Well, I mean, obviously they don't like it. You know, the kids, it's uncomfortable. It's, you know, when you start talking about outdoors in the heat, it's unsafe. I think, you know, it's safe to say you can say that it's unsafe. So they're not thrilled about, you know, especially I know the basketball coaches not very happy just because basketball is so front and center on TV and it's so obvious. It was obvious every time a mask slips down. So I know the basketball coaches have gotten a real stern, you know, kind of talking to this year about, hey, you got to do this right, you know, but, you know, it's on TV. You can see it. You know, football, I can tell you I was on the sideline for football. Those masks weren't always on, but you can't see it on TV because it's under a helmet.
Could be interesting to see how long it goes. My guess is going to be it's going to go through the entire high school sports season. I just guessed, right, JJ? But
yeah, it's the one thing I will say that the student athletes have handled this better than everyone else. All the coaches that I've talked to, they say,
how it
man,
happens.
they're like, man, these kids have adjusted. They're happy. They're grinding. And it's been more of a challenge on coaches. So I give them a ton of credit because they're wearing masks, but heck, like the game I was doing last night, Cleveland and Siembieda, the girls varsity, they didn't notice. You know, 2 teams playing hard, leaving it all out on the floor.
Yeah, I guess when I saw that a cross-country runner passed out, and you know, I've been to a number of those meets, and you're just going, man, it's just so hard. And you start just thinking through the logic, but I'm not a scientist. Sebastian, maybe you are. I'm not a doctor.
No.
I know you are. So it is what it is. All right, what do we have to watch? What are the games now as we head down the stretch? You got to obviously El Dorado La Cueva on Saturday seems huge.
Yeah, El Dorado La Cueva twice this week. That's huge. So that district's not decided yet. The district that contains Capital, Santa Fe, Albuquerque, High, Las Lunas, that's not decided yet. So there's still a lot to be decided, and not just in 5A boys. I mean, I know JJ. You did a game last night where Cleveland's still alive now. They're hoping to get an at-large. So there's still, I mean, this week your season could be ruined in this week if you lose a game to someone you shouldn't lose to.
Yeah, this is one where, you know, as we talk about, there's going to be frustrated teams, but from the beginning, they knew what was on deck. And they've challenged, they've gone back and forth, you know, and Lori Mabry, the head coach at Siembieda, you know, told me last night, like, hey, we gave Cleveland our best shot, and that's a team that deserves to have an at-large bid. And you're just getting now kind of all the politicking that you see when it comes to the NCAA tournament. That's kind of starting to happen now in high school basketball. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Friday as well. I have Albuquerque, Las Lunas, girls basketball. That district is super tight. Las Lunas, of course, an unbelievable program, but Albuquerque with a chance now in that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely politics season. Last night I saw a video after the game. William Benjamin, Las Cruces beat Alamogordo. His entire interview was about how good Alamogordo is, and they should get an at-large out of that district.
Keep it going. ProView Networks is where you can get it. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and be part of it. The selection show on Saturday. Stay tuned. We'll let you know when it is as soon as we find out. And but just it'll be after that El Dorado La Cueva matchup, and you got a state tournament starting next week. Sebastian, appreciate it. Always do. Enjoy the week. Have good calls, and we'll do it again next week.
Appreciate it, guys.
Sebastian Noel, ProView Networks. Those guys, and Aaron, what you guys are doing, and the staff, and J-Pull, and Josh, and Alden, and all you guys. I mean, you guys are out there. And Aaron's in here at 6:30 in the morning every day and out doing games every night. And Aaron's calling games and punching the games at the same time. And just a freaking stud. The amount of hours that you're working and the quality of what they're doing is spectacular. I'm glad that we're partnered with you guys, and I'm just it's spectacular just watching the response. And in a time where people aren't allowed in the gyms, JJ, to watch their kids play, at least they've got an outlet, even the JV and the C teams. And congratulations on what you guys are doing over there.
Hey, I also get to jump on and be a cameraman with JJ on, I think, Thursday.
See?
So doing everything.
Oh, you're a stallion. You're a stallion. All right, Bob's taking your calls. If you want to get in now, because Kenny Thomas is going to join us at 9:30. It's the opening drive. We're on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to NewMexicoHighlands.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant
Brand?
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
AM 610, the sports animal.
Sometimes you got to check the log. Can you go get coffee or go do your business during a break or go make a sandwich or take a trip to grandma's, or sometimes you better just not move. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Robert, Cat, and AA are on 246-0610 if you want to get in. Good stuff with Sebastian. Really good stuff. And you guys, and you're part of it, ProView Networks, you guys got a big week.
Yes, it's fun. And this is the most high school games I've been able to do. I'm stepping up, and I'm loving it. The coaches have been fantastic. Talking to them about how the student athletes have responded on and off the court. And it is, as Sebastian said, it's fun to be there because you know that you're doing something that means a lot because the parents can't be in there. And I hope, fingers crossed, with kind of what we've seen, some of the decisions we've seen made over the last week, that's how the parents, family, not allowed in the gym. How can players not get like 2 passes to these games moving forward in the state tournament, especially when we get to championship in the pit? I think that would be fantastic. And you want to talk about pressure. It's high school games. That's where you're calling a game and everyone watching knows more than you about that situation. And so you have to remember that. But so it's been fun. I'm seeing the athletes get a chance to play, and I can't wait until everyone else is there in the gym.
David, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care hotline. Hello, David.
Hello. A couple of questions, kind of changing the subject. Ultimately, baseball, the Dodgers, and soccer U.S. First question, the hype of the Dodgers was kind of overblown, and I saw them like a week ago being overrated when they lost their third or fourth against the Padres. But over the time, they just lost twice. I guess they lost last night to the Reds, and they play again tonight. Ultimately, what's causing the Dodgers to stumble? Because their offense, their big boy on the block approach, everybody thinks they're dominant. Last year's winner leads people to think that they should be winning. But the Giants and the Padres are easily either beating them or even within reach. And the Reds basically beat them twice in a row if they lost to the Reds last night. The second question is basically to U.S. soccer. Obviously, they've lost several attempts at qualifying for the Olympics. What does it take for a rich country like the U.S. to field legitimate World Cup level, Olympic level men's soccer?
All right, I will take those. David, thanks. So, JJ, I'll take the first and get your thoughts on it. On the Dodgers thing, I think it's baseball. First of all, Cody Bellinger's out. So, offensively, they're missing some. They just got A.J. Pollock back yesterday. They lost 6-5 to the Reds last night. I just think it's baseball, right? They started out 13-4, and nobody said they were overrated. They lost 3 of 4 to the Padres over the weekend and lost 2 in a row to the Reds. So they've lost 5 of their last 6, and everybody, okay, they're not very good. I think baseball that's kind of how baseball goes. I think when it's all said and done, the Dodgers are going to be fine, and they're going to be there at the top of the standings. And when they get healthy and get everybody back, you feel differently on that?
No, they're tied for the best record in baseball with the San Francisco Giants, who are, by the way, a great first month story. This is a long baseball season, and if you think the Dodgers are overhyped because they are having a bad 6-day stretch, you're wrong. Why? Because they added Trevor Bauer. The offense is going to get healthy. So I have zero concern when it comes to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
All right, and then because I'm with you. I mean, they've lost 5 out of 6. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Soccer thing on USA Soccer, we've had this conversation a lot, and this is kind of more your wheelhouse than mine. But the richest country in the world and can't field a soccer team that can qualify for the World Cup or the Olympics.
Well, money doesn't
Can't buy you love?
you talent unless, like, you can purchase said player. Like, if you don't have the players, then it doesn't matter how much money your country has. Because guess what? The world has better players than we do in that sport.
So how do you get there? You develop, right? It's at the youth level. Yeah. I mean, it's everything that's going on. It doesn't happen overnight. But it does feel, and I'll side with David on this, it does feel like USA men's soccer has regressed over the last decade. Yes. Not qualifying. And so how do you explain all the resources that are being poured into USA soccer, youth soccer, and I get it. This is men's. This is not, the women's soccer is thriving. They're the best in the world. But how do you explain then, to his point, the richest country in the world, they've made it a priority. They've got these academies. They've got everything that they poured into it, yet we have regressed.
This is an element of where it ranks in the scale for athletes. Like, we have good players. We just don't have the best in the world like we do in other sports. And it's just the reality of it. Like, the world takes it more seriously than we do. And to your point on investing a lot of money into it, Jeff, being a parent of a young student athlete, sometimes it takes a lot of money to play certain things. And that doesn't always lead to opportunities for everyone.
So you're saying the best athletes aren't playing soccer?
In some cases, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine, by the way.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
there's a lot of good ones,
basketball. Yeah.
But when we're talking about matching countries that are in it from the ground up, that if you want to talk about academies, that if you get in and you're a really good soccer player overseas, that's your life. Like, you're not going to elementary school. Like, it's the junior hockey type of model. It's like your life is in it. You're grown, you're developed, and all right, you're doing your stuff over here, but you're not going to elementary school, you're not going to high school, or you're not going to go play college. Like, you're a professional that just happens to be really young along the way.
Yeah, I think those are the models. Like, you look at the junior hockey model in Canada, and that's why Canada continues to dominate. And this isn't something that you develop over 5 years, 10 years. This is a long-term project. And I don't know that it's ever going to be a priority in this state. I think soccer's growing, and it's going to be a priority for some. But it's not going to be the basketball, baseball, football model. I don't think. Do you?
No, I think that there's so much money there that to David's point, that's a fair question. Like, you can't qualify for the Olympics.
Right.
It says you're under 23s. You're not facing Mbappe or Martial or Ronaldo trying to get to the Olympics. You're facing your region and you can't qualify? Yeah, it's like, come on, what are we doing here?
All right. All right, hold on. I got my mom trying to feed me breakfast here while we're trying to do this radio show. Okay. Here's some bananas. Okay, I got it.
All right.
Here's the ice. Sorry, man. Mom's in town. First time in a year and a half.
Always got to make sure boy is eating.
No, I got it. She
You got
makes
the
sure boy
hungries,
gets
Jeff.
fed.
You hungry.
You got the hungries. You got to eat. Eat, Tatala, eat. No, I get it. The child's quieter than the mom, but mom took the child to school. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. It's interesting. It is. It's interesting. Omar hits me on the Cowboys. Coach Jones wasted all our money on a quarterback, Jeff. The NFL's most stable franchise has to hit a home run in recruiting. We're going to need a true freshman to come in and contribute right away with no money. What do you mean no money? Dallas Cowboys are going to need to get a lot of mileage out of rookie contracts the next few seasons. He was totally against the Dak signing. Still is totally against the Dak signing. First of all, they do need to hit it on this first draft pick. They need to hit it number 10. They need to find a defensive stud. I think. I think they need a cornerback. Yes, they need to hit this draft.
Welcome to football.
Yes.
Welcome to the name of the game. You pay your quarterback a lot of money, and then you got to go to work with the draft and finding veterans around the edges. Nice of you to join us talking to the NFL.
They don't entertain it to move back, do they? At 10? I think 10's too late, isn't it? For anybody to come. The Eagles,
I think
maybe,
the
but they're not
quarterback
trading the
frenzy is settled by then. It
1
sounds like
through
that's
9.
the direction it's going. And then
No,
you
the
sit
quarterback
there,
frenzy is 1
and
through 9,
it's
right?
Patrick Surtain, Micah Parsons. You take one of those guys off the board and move on.
Yeah, you go 1 through 9. Are all 5 quarterbacks gone by 9? Because I know there's scenarios where they slip down to 15 and the Patriots. I just don't see anybody waiting. I don't think anybody's that patient that they're going to sit around and wait till 15 and hope that nobody jumps in front of them, because somebody will jump in front of them.
And to me, it starts with, we're like, oh, what are the Falcons going to do? How many teams are going to trade up? Is this Patriots talk real? Because they were the last team that I would expect to make a move like that to go up and get one of these quarterbacks.
How expensive
but if
is
the
it gonna be?
Patriots are that serious, like if this offseason was a different, they spent a lot more money in free agency than they usually do because they're no longer a great team that is getting guys on discounts. They have to figure out how to get back to that level, because the Patriot way works when you have Tom Brady and not necessarily just Bill Belichick grinding on everyone. Because if the Patriots talk is real, that changes everything, and thus we could see 5 quarterbacks go within the top 10 picks.
All right. Kenny Thomas coming up next, former Lobo great, former NBAer, 11 years in the NBA. He's part of the ALS golf tournament, which is coming up in Albuquerque on the 18th of May. He's launching his new AAU team. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Wants to talk some hoop as well. Former Lobo Kenny Thomas when we come back. We're on ProView Networks at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
You can say a lot.
Plan your adventure at WNMU.edu.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Hayes. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant Greg Martinez. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Hi, I'm Marilena Fernandez. I'm with the New Mexico Army National Guard, and I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
The New Mexico Army National Guard is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school athletics.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
I like Trujillo a lot. I watched him play last year. Murillo puts it on the deck, high window, and scores.
Oh, beautiful feed inside for Palacio.
Staying, and she's going to anticipate that pass and get a steal. Good job, coach, leaving her in the game. Little Euro step as the defense goes by. Volcano Vista. And there they are, tipping it to themselves. That's a really nice, intuitive basketball play there. That's instinct.
That doesn't seem like it was that long ago. 1999, Kenny Thomas, graduate of Albuquerque High, was the 22nd pick in the draft, first rounder. Now Kenny, after an 11-year career in the NBA, is doing all kinds of great things business-wise and giving back to the community. He's got a camp coming up. He's got an AAU team that's getting started. He'll be in town for the ALS golf tournament coming up on the 18th of May at the Santa Ana Golf Club. Former Lobo great Kenny Thomas joins us. Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck on the opening drive. Good morning, KT. How you living?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Life's good, man. Not a lot to complain about. How you doing? You all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just happy everything's opening back up and just living the dream, man. Just being able to move around again and come in there and just doing some different things, man. How's everything going with you?
It's good. I was just did a little 2-day California trip, and it's different in your state too now. JJ, I haven't even talked about this. You go down to Orange County, it's like there's no COVID. You go into LA County, and there's a lot of COVID and a lot of restrictions. It's crazy. But you're going to come out here, and you're going to be in New Mexico for the ALS golf. I think that's the last time I saw you was last year when you were in town for the ALS golf tournament, and I know that's a big deal for you, and it's something that you've been involved with for a long time, and you're coming back to New Mexico to make sure that you do your part for that.
Yeah, so I've been on the board for ALS New Mexico. Joe Cordova, who is actually a UNM alumni.
Good, man.
He's actually the CEO, and AJ Bramlett is actually the current president. So I got on the board last year. I'm on the golfing committee. So that's why I was like, I need to come on the show and get the word out, because it's amazing where we're at, because of course all the proceeds goes towards the people that are having to deal with ALS, which is a very unfortunate situation. And some of the stories that we're hearing is very, very sad, especially with COVID being here, and it's taking out people even faster. But being able to support this cause is awesome. JJ, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, KT? How you living?
Good, man. Good to hear your voice. I was like, where's JJ at?
I'm here. I'm just waiting to jump in as you guys set the stage. And Kenny, for you, man, what's it feel like, as you kind of mentioned, to be able to get back on track, start getting involved in these events, start getting back with kids when you start looking ahead to AAU, just to get back into that giving back mode?
Yeah, man. Giving back is huge, especially with our kids now. They are our future, of course, and not having sports around has been it's been tremendously hard for these kids because they relied on that to a certain extent. That was their outlet. But at the same time, it's opened up a lot of eyes, especially with me, as far as the different things that's going on, to where I feel like I can be more of an impact in certain ways. And COVID's kind of changed a lot for everybody, but at the same time, it's made me rethink some things. So I actually, here in Sacramento, California, I have a partnership with a private school called Capital Christian High School. And at the same time, I started my AAU program, which is here in Sacramento, and it's called Kenny Thomas Sac Pride. And I already have like 80 kids. And what I'm trying to do is with the community there and some teams there in that market in New Mexico, I'm going to create the Kenny Thomas New Mexico Pride. And that's the AAU situation because I played AAU ball, and I'm trying to help these kids in New Mexico and Sacramento get opportunities to be able to go outside of their states to be able to play ball. And at the same time, I'm looking at my first tournament for Memorial Day weekend is going to be in Berlin. And nice. we can talk about that a little bit. But at the same time, I just got Nike through my partnership with Capital Christian for my AAU kids and my brand also as well. So things are looking up, man, and just trying to get back into that New Mexico community, even though I am 43 and I'm not actively playing anymore. But
are you telling me that's old? Is that what
still
you're
opportunities there.
43 is not
man, I'm getting old, man, in my world.
Easy. Kenny Thomas is with us, the former
I'll
logo.
be 44 this year.
Yeah, well, it's better than the alternative, let me tell you that. It beats the hell out of not being 44. Hey, how do people get involved with the AAU thing now? If there's people saying, hey, I'm thinking about an AAU program, are you putting together your teams now?
Yeah, so basically, Kenny Thomas Sac Pride is basically established already. We have about 80 kids right now. But at the same time, Josh, Curran, he's in Berlin. He's the one that's helping me put together the actual the tournament that we're doing for Memorial Day weekend. So his number is 505-916-4439.
And I'll give that out again.
I'm actually, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'll give that out again at the end of the show.
And I'm actually looking at bringing teams under my umbrella and giving them opportunities to go to tournaments, and I'll be raising sponsorship dollars and things like that. And my other businesses, like my PKE business that I'm involved in that I started last year, I'll be adding funds to my AAU program as well, and some other opportunities that I have going. I'm actually about to launch my clothing line with Zia Graphics there in the next week or so, the retro throwback jerseys with the old logo on there, and we're gonna spin it off into my KT brand because I have my own logo, my KT logo. So we're gonna create a casual brand with that, and we're also looking at doing a golf line as well. So Via Graphics is coming through for me, so I'm looking at partnering up with them and doing some things in that space as well.
Right on. A few more minutes. Former Lobo Kenny Thomas is with us. The tournament, and I love that you're doing an AAU tournament here. JJ, we've talked about this a lot. When I used to coach AAU, there were no tournaments here. We always had to go somewhere else. Every once in a while, there'd be a tournament here. And Kenny, you know that. The guarantee 3 games, and you're going to have teams from Texas and Colorado coming in. I think it's a big thing for the people in New Mexico to actually get to play somewhat home tournament every now and then because everything's a travel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was one of the bad things, especially when I played back in the day, AAU ball. We were always going out of the state of New Mexico. I feel like there's so many opportunities for kids there in that market to be able to be seen. Why not have a tournament there? And at the same time, this is going to be not just an annual thing. We're going to look at having tournaments year-round throughout the year. And I'm also in talks with Bernalillo County to see if there's opportunities there to be able to create a partnership with them. because there's so many things that these kids, especially in the county, that don't get opportunities as well. So even on the west side, it's looking like that I'm going to be involved with a sports complex that's being built over there. So we'll see how that goes in the next year and a half. And hopefully if I'm a part of that, I'll probably bring the NBA, and I'm looking at bringing Nike into that market. And I'm also actually talking to Body Armor right now about coming into the New Mexico market as well. And I have some board members that are on ALS that are going to support me as well. So see what happens, man.
And Kenny, you got that mogul vibe going on right now with everything that you're throwing out there, but it's awesome to see you giving back to the community. Is there, when it comes to the AAU teams, are you interested in coaching a little bit more? Like, are you just kind of stepping back, providing the opportunity? How do you see that playing out?
Yeah, on the AAU side, it's one of those things to where I see teams and kids coming under my umbrella and being able to go out, and we're basically going to create the Kenny Thomas Circuit. That's basically what the tournament's going to be called. And because I'm doing the same tournament here in Sacramento with the private school that I had in July, a big tournament here as well. But I would actually be stepping back, and I would be involved in this and that, but at the same time, these kids are going to have their own coaches. But the way I see it is me raising funds for these kids to get opportunities to be able to travel, and at the same time, they have to pay a fee to show that they're actually in it as well. So that's where the parents come in. And it's not going to be a crazy fee or anything like that. It's just we all got to have some skin in the game. And at the same time, I want to create a showcase to where we can have colleges come in and see these kids because of the different resources that I have. And I actually coached at a junior college here, American River Junior College, the last 2 years right before COVID. So there's some different people that I met and opportunities as far as giving these kids opportunities to be seen. And this is crazy, man, because I know you guys know Chris Newsom, right?
Yep.
He's over planning the PBA right now. So me and him are looking at creating a podcast and me creeping into the Philippines with him and him doing some stuff over here with me. So he's probably going to co-host with me. And what's so crazy, back in the day when I was doing my basketball camps and clinics there, when I was playing in the NBA for like 8 or 9 years where I did not have any support there, I was paying for it out of my own pocket. Chris was actually coming to my camps. So it's just crazy because we're linking up, and, you know, the Philippines, that's 108 million people, and they love basketball. So I'm looking at getting in that space as well.
That's big, man. Well, congratulations on all the success. We'll get you, when you're in town, we'll catch up again. We'll talk some basketball. We'll be close to the playoffs at that point. But let me give you the number again if you're interested in that Berlin tournament. It's Josh Kearns is the gentleman's name, and it's area code 505-916-4439. Kenny, good to hear you, man. Be well, and we'll see you here in a few weeks in New Mexico.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate you guys having me on. And people, go to ALS and check out the website and see if you can sign up for the golf tournament. And follow me. Kenny Thomas NBA is my handle. I appreciate you, JJ and Jeff. Thanks, man.
Right. Be well, Kenny. Kenny Thomas, former level great and terrific NBA player. And I just love that it's so important to Kenny to become back involved in New Mexico and get back here. I love that about him. So,
I agree,
right.
And there's a lot of things going on. He has a lot of irons in that fire, but what it comes back to, as well as opportunities for the kids of New Mexico.
All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to be part of what we're doing. We got another segment for you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Great pass to Richardson. Layups up and it's good. What a pass by Dominguez. Good job by Asia Mir. Splits two defenders, puts it up, scores, and is fouled. Great shot by Asia Mir.
dangerous pass. Johnson in transition. Look at him burst through with a hammer jam.
Gives the rebound. Ahead to Murillo. Murillo will put it down with the authority.
I think we'll see that
Double
on the
pump
highlights.
slam. Wow.
Zay, can I sing him happy birthday?
No, by all means. That's
Well, but before I do that, I want to make sure that, like, my papa, my dad, Mike Brown, this one's for you. We love you. Everybody out here loves you. I just want to make sure that you know that. You're the best coach, dad, everything in the world. I just want to make sure you know that. So, Zay, this one's for you, man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zay, man. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. I'm here as much as you need me.
Congratulations.
Okay.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Collision and Repair. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal! Woohoo!
NFL draft tomorrow. JJ, who's you like David Mills, Kellen Mond, or Kyle Trask is the next quarterback after those top 5?
I like Kyle Trask. I think it's going to be Mills that gets selected first, though.
I think that's right. All right. We'll get into it a whole lot more tomorrow. Rudy, good morning. Thanks for checking in this morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. What's good?
Well, I really didn't listen to the game last night. Of course, I would have preferred JJ on the call because he knows soccer. But some of those highlights were pretty hard to listen to. There was a Zoom call for first team for Lobo football first team. And by the way, anybody out there, if you're a Lobo football fan and you're interested in joining first team, get a hold of Coach Lensmeyer over at the football offices, or you can call me. It's a really great organization, and we've been able to do some really big things for Lobo football. Remember when Marcus Smith's mother passed away in the middle of the season? Yeah, he wasn't going to get to go to her funeral because he had to go through the regular purchasing, thing to get the lowest airfare, because that's how you have to do it at a public university. Because Coach Long had discretionary funds because of first team, he's able to just get his player a ticket home to lay his mom to rest. That's the kind of stuff that we do to make the program better. And we had a great Zoom call, and so I'm trying to watch out of the corner of my eye and watch Coach Gonzalez, and I finally gave up on the soccer game, and about halfway through I heard him yelp, and that's when he announced that UNM had won, and congratulations to Heather and the women who are just doing a fantastic job. That's a long way to go to play soccer, and then you get gut punched 30 seconds into the match, and you know what happens after that. The defense just sets back and dares you to try to score and tries to counterattack. So UNM pulling that one off was another improbable victory.
Yeah, big one. Big one for the program, big one for the athletic department, and a gutsy little team they've got.
They do. I really like the way they play soccer. They really seem to have some cohesion and some, they looked really lost for a while, but then they got it together, and the second half was all attack. So who knows? I don't know if playing that game helps them, gets rid of the nerves. You got TCU coming in, the number 4 seed, one of the top 4 teams in the country according to the seeding. But I think UNM's going to be up to the challenge, and I think it's going to be TCU's best game, because I think now that UNM got rolling a little bit, they're going to play with a lot more confidence than I saw the other night at the beginning of the game.
It could be. And I hope you heard Heather. Heather was with us at, Heather Dyke, the head coach, was with us at 8 o'clock this morning. And, she said, let's hope so.
Yeah, well, and I listened to Kenny right before I got on, and Kenny only has one problem with golf. You know what that is, Jeff?
He's left-handed?
Yeah, I mean, I keep trying to correct him.
Yeah.
He's on the wrong side of the ball.
Yeah.
No, Kenny's a good golfer, and he hits the ball really long, as you can imagine. So that's great that he's involved with the ALS Foundation out here, and I'll see if I can sneak out to that tournament. But, we got a lot of stuff coming on the horizon, and I heard Hondo's thing, and I understand his frustration, and I share that frustration, but there's only so much you can do. I mean, my advice is run for governor, and maybe you can change things. But as long as we have the current administration and we have the current governor, you're going to see this ratchet back very, very slowly. There's not going to be a wake-up one day and everything's done.
Yeah, if it's not worth going, if that's too much restrictions for you, I get it. Then don't go. For some of, I'm looking forward to going. Honestly, I get it's not going to be the same, but I'm looking forward to going out to the ballpark, and I've got my tickets for I think the first 3 games. I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm going to enjoy going out there and being part of it, because it's something that Addie likes and Audra likes and I enjoy. And they're doing the Nick LeBou ceremony or commemoration or tribute or whatever we're calling it on. I cried reading the press release the other day. They're doing that on opening day, and for Addie it'll be like our opening day, and that's what we do, and that's cool, man. If it's too restrictive for you, I get that, and you're not going to be able to go or don't want to go if that's what you opt for. It's just, I don't know. I guess we can all sit around and complain what we can't
Jeff,
do. Yeah.
For you, I bet the seat is the same size as it was the year before. I bet the beer is just as cold, and I bet the food is just as tasty.
Yeah, I hope so. And all that. Yeah, look, it'll be a good time. It'll just be good to be there. And just, I was in Florida a couple weeks ago. I just was in SoCal this last couple of weeks and watching things start to move in other places. And we'll get there. We'll get there. Not at the pace that everybody wants, but we'll get there. So.
Okay, appreciate the time. Thank you.
Later. Yeah, Kenny hits the ball from the wrong side of the ball, JJ, and it goes to the right. No, that's yours that goes to the right. Sorry. Yours goes to. I had that on Sunday.
Way right.
Yeah, I had the rights in Orange County on Sunday. Beautiful golf course. I struggled with the driver a little bit. First world issues, I would imagine. I don't know. Where are you on the people who are, it's too restrictive, I can't go to the game because I have to wear a mask, or I have to, it's limited seating, or I can't. I guess the answer is, well, I mean, then don't go. For me, I'm looking at the other side.
Someone else will take the seat that you don't want.
No.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that will be in line to fill that ballpark.
And Bob, I know I can hear this conversation on your show on the weekends, and it's, well, why is it this way? And I guess you can opt how you want to look at it. Can you look? Do you want to complain about? And maybe that's better talk radio, I guess. Complain about what should be and why is it, or decide I'm going to look at the bright side and take advantage of it.
Well, it's different scenarios. It's politics, it's sports, and I'd rather the two didn't mix. But I just had a thought: if these restrictions are too much for you, does that make you a fair weather fan?
Yes.
So you have to wear a mask. It's a big deal. Do you love the game or not?
No, it's the experience. And if you've been cooped up for 14 months and want to go out and get some semblance of life. And that's, look, I was in restaurants this weekend. It is funny, dude, California's crazy. I was down in Orange County, in Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, and it felt like there wasn't any COVID, like things were open. And I was up in LA County yesterday, and it was a whole different world. We couldn't find you couldn't go into a donut shop or couldn't find an open coffee shop. And the place we went for lunch initially was closed. The next place was empty. So they're like two different worlds, just county by county there. So slowly but surely we'll get out of it. To me, being able to go to an Isotopes game, even at limited capacity, I'm going to take advantage of it because that's what I want to do. How about that?
And everybody that goes out, support those vendors. They've had a really rough time. Buy an extra beer or an extra hot dog, or whatever.
Buy an extra beer, says Bobcat. Buy an extra beer, damn it.
But don't drink and drive. That's a no-no.
Buy it for you, and let your friend or your wife or your partner, your kid. There you go. When you turn 16, they become designated drivers. Somebody told me.
Oh, well, as long as there's an adult in the car.
No, at 16 they get a license, right?
Yeah.
You got to get those permit hours in. I was stoked to drive my dad around all the time when I finally got my permit. He's like, all right, you can chauffeur me around. I'm like, all right.
Child turns 15 in 2.5 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Got your insurance all lined up?
No, I got to get a fourth job, I think, for that. Is what they tell me. I might have to start doing games at ProView Networks and doing 5 a week to be able to pay that extended insurance.
Yeah, right? There you go.
They're available.
What do you got tonight? You got all kinds of games on ProView. You've got the El Dorado West Mesa girls, correct?
Yes. So I will be at the return of the Eagles. Their first game back, they actually played West Mesa last time out. You got to go back to the 10th before the school went on the COVID pause. It was a big victory for El Dorado, and of course, going against West Mesa, you have Leroy Barella, who was the head coach at West Mesa, won a state title, as did
he should be the Lobo Mets coach, shouldn't he?
And they are now at El Dorado, and 4 games in 4 days. That's what's on deck for the boys and girls program at El Dorado on the varsity side, and they could shake this whole thing up because you look at El Dorado, they're sitting at 3-1. La Cueva is
Something's not right. You know it. She knows it. But you know what? It's something that's not rare. Millions of men suffer from low testosterone and/or.
Rob, thank you. Just curious. When that's supposed to after the music? So is that my 1 minute cue? Something's not right. Bobby G's in my ear. She knows it. You know it. All right. Thanks to Heather Dyke, Sebastian Noel, Kenny Thomas, they all guested on the show today. Hey, Aaron, great work on the video, television production side. Robert, thank you for producing the show again on this temporary, becoming permanent basis, Lord knows. JJ, enjoy the day.
Have a day, y'all.
Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd's after that. Sports Bar with Trulio and Carlisle comes your way at 4. It's more local talk. We'll be back with more award-winning radio for you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Be good to each other, please. Enjoy the day. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow. Thank you, gentlemen.